It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Calendar.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Backchannel, the only place you can listen to, watch, and chat live with your host. Happy Monday, everybody. It is a whole new week of Get On Up. That's what you're watching right now. You're watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee. I am your breakfast jam for the morning, James Arthur M.
And I am Renee Calendar. Good morning to you, my friend. Happy Monday to you and all of our sweet Get On Uppers.
Look at us. It's Christmas in April coming at ya. We got a little, look at this holiday.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Is it ever too early to start celebrating the holidays? Is it ever too early? Yeah.
Certainly not. No, not at all. Not at all. And
those cards won't sell themselves, everybody. Those cards won't sell themselves.
Certainly will not. And something that I appreciate about bringing the holidays in early is the hustle and bustle and frazzle of the holidays. So while most folks may be saying, oh, it's only April, in my world, no, and Christmas is 562 days away. I'm present. And then it gives everybody, oh, I see. Okay, well that explains everything.
I also love the Renee calendar because I didn't know there was, first of all, I think there's like 365 days in the year.
I think so.
But I just love that, because you're even thinking about the next Christmas, right? You're like a few Christmases away. So I like it. I'm here. I love it.
Thank you. Appreciate you understanding the way that I was thinking. I'm not that time. 2022 Christmas is done and frazzled. I'm talking 2023 Christmas.
Well, a good morning to Stacy as well, because it's already hot into the comments. We love it, Stacy. Hello, good morning. We got you for the full 2 hours today, and we've also got London, Debbie, Lisa, YouTube of old. A dashing buffalo. We got Whitney from South Carolina.
Yes.
William Lacking Butterfly. Oh, sorry you got that random name, huh? But you're gonna make it work, Lacking Butterfly. You're gonna make it work. What was there, like a depressed tiger the other day? I feel like this random name generator.
There was like
some people
disappointed my mom lemur. Well, that's jeez. Okay.
Must have been a tech crunch over backstage at Backchannel. They're like, we got to get more random names, and they're just like,
yeah. Okay. Well,
broken-hearted eagle.
Negatives.
And we've also got a murky snail. See, there we go. We've also got moms here. Look at that. Mom is in the audience.
My mom. Which thrilled to see.
No.
Peggy Colbert, so happy to hear you. Okay, it says your mom. So Peggy, I'm sorry that I didn't show up without my hair dried. I am so sorry. Thank you for being kind.
You're gonna get some comments about that from Mom a little bit later.
She's gonna be very angry.
She's gonna be angry. Oh man.
That's coming up later.
That's good. Oh, fun. Well, I can't wait. Let's get into it. I think we might have a therapy episode in our hands. Darcy, welcome to the channel as well. First time on the show. Welcome. You're coming. Well, perfect time to be joining Jam and Renee for Get On Up. Let's take a look and see what we're going to get into for today. We're going to get ourselves into, one thing I just have to say, let's make a note.
Yes.
See this thing here? Do you see this?
Sure.
Gosh, is this
don't care for it.
Away?
Well, now,
whoever's on this side gets a stamp on the forehead.
And I'm happy to have it. I don't know if you've seen, but old seven-finger forehead over here would love to have it. Sarah, do you want to do a quick flip-flop, if you could, please? Pretty, please, if you don't mind.
No, we don't have to. That's not what my comment was.
Very best. I'm happy
to
have it.
Are you kidding? Stamp?
Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. This is because we were looking for merch, and I think this is the headband we're all looking for, like the 80s sweatband. Yes, says live Backchannel.
Renee handles it better than I could. I just think maybe that could be a little bit of a smaller logo. We get it. We know we are. Maybe over to the right, like the bottom. I don't know. Who do we?
I'm going to go the other way. Larger, bigger, stronger. That's what I would like for our logo.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, and look at that. And we got Aunt Tracy listening from her bedroom. Good morning, Aunt Tracy, as well.
Hi,
we got the whole
Tracy.
family here. I'm getting some compliments on my microphone pop,
Because
and
it's a great
there we
microphone.
are.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only got a
Now,
few colors, so we're gonna.
Jim, may I tell you what a strong influencer you are? You said, "Hi, Aunt Tracy," and I copied like I've been saying aunt my whole life, but I have not. I'm from Colorado, and where I come from, it's Aunt Tracy. But because you were such a powerful influencer,
Oh,
I was like, also me,
yeah.
I also say aunt. Get on uppers, which one are you? Are you aunt or
Aunt
aunt?
or aunt or
So I
aunt
think
or aunt.
aunt would be A-N-T, and then
Yeah,
aunt is A-U-N-T.
yeah.
How do we
What
distinguish?
do
This
I
could be
say?
tricky.
Yeah. Aunt Maria, Aunt Maria. Actually, you know what's weird is I think most of the people
Yeah,
in my family do say aunt. Like they're like, oh,
yeah,
Aunt Maria. What it is if you all haven't noticed that sometimes my accent, it's a little like, where is he? I thought it's from California. But if you notice when I say my aunts, I say like
yeah,
pants. I say aunt, like I go like
sure.
the and sound.
Mhm,
Here's what
mhm.
happened.
Yeah,
No
say.
one in my like family or neighborhood or California talks like that. But when I was a kid, I was
Uh-huh.
obsessed with the movie Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Of
I was obsessed with
course.
this movie, and they have that
Uh-huh.
accent like this Minnesota accent. Hi, I'm Amber Atkins, and I'm proud to be an American. I can. And I was obsessed. I was like, this is hilarious. And so
Sham.
out of fun, I just started like pronouncing
Uh-huh.
things that way, but it's stuck. It it
Now,
stuck, and that's now I have this sort of like this Midwestern accent out of nowhere a little bit.
I have 2 takeaways from that. 1, 3. 1, that's adorable. 2, what a charming anecdote of how you get an accent. 3, we are on episode 55, and you have billed yourself as an impressionist. You've done Cher, you've done John Travolta. You had a Minnesotan accent, the likes of which could pass for any voiceover critic this whole time, and never once brought that out for us? Now, and I don't want to start controversy at 7:07 in the morning, but better than your Cher and John Travolta. That's where your talent lies.
Oh,
I know. I'm sorry,
in
but
my
it is
Minnesota
true.
accent.
Yeah, it's great. That's good. That one, yes. I'm
You're like,
sorry. Your
oh,
Cher and John
that
Travolta
one?
is fantastic.
That's
Yes.
I don't know. You're so that one. The other ones, I don't mean they're okay, but that's your bread and butter is.
They're all
Okay,
great.
well,
They're all
thank
great.
you.
Yes.
I
Mhm.
gotta thank you. And even I got that's silly from Stacy. I
Yeah,
appreciate
of
that.
course.
Um,
I get you.
okay. Well,
Mhm.
let's talk about what we're gonna do here in the show. There might be some more accents on there for you later on.
I really like it. I really like it. That's fun. Okay.
All right. So we're in a moment going to do a weekend check. We want to know how was the weekend, everybody? What'd you get yourself into? What'd you get yourself out
Mhm.
of? And then you're in and then you're out. We also have our celebrity birthday quiz, which we know, and some celebrities from the weekend as well.
Mhm.
Since they had birthdays, and we're going to talk about them. And then we're going to dip into the monocle news. The monocle news, like we're going to see what happened what's going on in the world,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do a little investigation there, and then we're gonna do some rank it Saturday morning cartoons is what we're gonna
Can't
do.
wait.
What are your top Saturday morning cartoons that you
We're
were
gonna
like,
take this
oh,
very seriously. Yeah.
tuning in? What's gonna be your
Okay.
Beyonce? What's gonna be your Kelly? What's gonna be your Michelle? Your first, second, third place Saturday morning cartoons. This could get ugly if
It
I.
could. It could. Let's see
Oh.
where this takes us. And it is, what's interesting is that like I feel like I am not alone and that elder millennials, we watch cartoons in the morning from like birth until like 11, 12, 13. So that is
Mm-hmm.
over a decade's worth of programming with which you were to choose from. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
gonna
stakes
get
are high.
tough.
The stakes are
The
high. It's going to
stakes
be
are
hard to
high. There
decipher. I
might be some winners, there might be some losers. It's gonna be a lot. And then we've also got our Marvel movie Monday here. So it is our what is this? Is this our fifth one? I can't even keep track. But today it is all about the Avengers, is what we're gonna be doing
know.
today. It's Avengers time,
It's very
and
exciting. We're definitely past 5. I wanna count now. Hold on. Okay, so Captain America, Captain Marvel, because 'cause we're not counting the little squishies in between,
no, we're
right?
not. Yeah, not
Okay.
really. Yeah.
Iron Man,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Iron Man 2,
Uh-huh. The Hulk. Oh, we're at
Hulk.
6. We're at
Okay.
6.
And now
This is week 6.
Avengers. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
Holy smokes.
is that right? There's not one in
Yeah.
between? What did we watch? Last week was Hulk? Last
Oh,
week was Hulk?
Thor.
Thor.
7. It's
Yes. Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I was like, why do I
We
know
have
Loki? Because okay.
He's
How
there.
did I
He's
meet
there
him yet? Okay.
causing
All right.
mischief. How do I know this
Sure.
man? And Loki. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, I'm excited to hear Renee's hot takes on this, especially because what a moment you're getting to see we're getting the band together. So
I
what?
gotta, and we'll talk about this, but the thrill I felt is because we're both dancers. You know how like you learn a combination in parts. So like
Yeah.
the first 8 counts, the second 8 counts, the third 8 counts, the
Yep.
third and second 8 counts. All right, now let's out there, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. The whole thing was like, oh, everyone's here.
And that person. And you get little cameos from certain
Yeah.
people. Okay,
What a
we will
gift.
unpack. We'll unpack all that. I'm excited. Yes, it's so worth it when you get to see them all of these things coming together. So, we'll be
Definitely get the
reviewing.
hype.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Hype.
Cool.
The
Renee's
hype
on
around
board.
Marvel.
Renee, 7 movies in, she's like, okay, I
Okay,
get
I see
it.
it. I get it.
I get it. All right. I see what y'all doing here. All right. Well, it's time for the weekend check-in, and I love it because Stacey's already spilling the beans on what she don't get on into this weekend. So
I love
so
it.
we're gonna get into our weekend check-in. Get on uppers. What did you get into this weekend? London, Lisa, YouTube, Dashing Buffalo, Whitney, Lacking Butterfly, Stacey, Murky Snail. Stacey went to your dad's this weekend. Fun. Did you happen to watch Avengers? Okay, if you didn't. Okay, if you didn't. But
It's okay. It's
that
all
was
right.
the
But we'd love to
homework.
hear. Love to have you chime in. And we
Uh,
would say it numerous times.
Renee, what did you get into this weekend aside from counting down until
Yes.
Christmas?
Obviously. Yes. Well, I worked myself into a holiday tizzy, of course. 'Tis the season. Yeah, gosh, it's so I tickled myself on Saturday night. I have a date buddy, not someone that I date, but a fellow singleton who is just sort of, we're arm in arm walking through dating together. So I went to go grab a beer with him before he went to have is this something with another gal, and he didn't hear from her. He didn't hear from her. And he didn't hear from her. And so we just kept drinking. And then the text came. And then the text came. And why don't you come on over and have a thing? And so the evening started out, you got this, I'm so excited for you. And then as I was walking, and I did the right thing in front of him. But as I was walking to my car, I was just like, I don't trust her. I don't like her. It's ridiculous. She's a mom with 2 kids. It just took a little bit longer to send a text. But because I had some IPAs in me, old Judgy McJudgerson was just like, well, let's see how this goes. And then it went great. It went great. So I'm happy for Tony. Tony had a great Saturday.
Oh,
And
good.
then
Good for
I
Tony.
know.
But look at Renee was ready to be there just in case it was not gonna turn out right.
No,
I didn't mean like that. I meant like as a friend, like
Sure.
in his corner. That's what I meant.
to do it. Yeah.
Whoa, Renee, quickly. Sorry, Tony. You should very quickly. No, not at all. Never. No.
Certainly not.
Even
Certainly
some
not. No,
flowers.
wouldn't.
Not gonna happen.
So that was Saturday, and then my other friend, just bought a house with a backyard. So Tugboat went to go play in the backyard. This sounds very boring. I had a beer and I went to a backyard, but I had a great time. I had fun, and then I did work.
Renee, it's the simple things in life. It's the simple things in life. I love it.
Thank you. Can I have a quick friendship moment with you? This is something that I'm sort of ruminating on in general. And there's like scientific studies that prove this, but I don't know. In this notion of like, get out of your comfort zone, specifically with like working out is where this applies. They're saying, absolutely don't do that. Move slightly within the proximity of your comfort zone in gradual incremental steps. And so I'm so curious, like, growth is good, and what's the point of living if you're not growing? But also, at what point can you just settle in? I like a pleasant life. I just like to be having a pleasant life. Is a curious thing that I'm currently working on. Thoughts? What do you think about getting out of your comfort zone?
Absolutely. I think. I just said I wanted to
Mhm.
chat about this as I
Yes, please.
ruminate on your question. But looks like Stacey listened to Mario Smith at your dad's house. Mario Smith is on the
Ooh,
weekends. This is news to me. Go off, Mario Smith, working
good.
for
Or
the
maybe on
weekend.
the YouTube because you can watch shows at any time on YouTube. Stacey,
That's
where'd you did
true.
you
Catching the
listen to it
reruns, or was it
on a
live?
Alexa or did you watch it on YouTube?
Yeah.
We wanna know,
We
please.
want to know what your listening habits are. We want to know all of it. Let's see. So, yes. So I think, yeah. So there was actually this just in. So
Mhm.
I'm doing this as part of what I was in the garden this weekend, working on some garden
Mm.
stuff. I,
Mm.
again, just there's just this. We have a giant tree that is just budding everywhere. It just like it's just buds everywhere.
But
It's
we don't
gross.
love it?
No,
Okay.
it's like
Oh,
it
they're
looks
dropping the
messy.
butts.
They're
I see.
dropping the buds.
Okay.
They're like
Okay.
dry. There's just these brown. So there's
I
like these
get it.
brown little
Yep.
pellets like everywhere. It's not
Nope,
cute.
I
Not cute at
understand.
all.
I get it. Okay.
So I was like, well, let
Well,
me just
take
go
that, tree.
clean. Yeah, not.
Mhm.
I'm putting you on blast on this radio show. You hear this? You hear what's good, tree? What's
Uh,
good?
oof.
Anyways,
Yep.
I see you.
Tree. Listen, I on blast and at the top of someone's hit list.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, well, they were talking about how to get into a state of flow in this book that I'm reading about
Right.
focus that I sent
Yes.
to Renee and was like, you have to
Yes.
listen to this. I'm just,
Yes. It's been downloaded. I'll get to it.
I know you will. But there's this great book. What was the name of the book, Renee? What is the
Sure.
name of the
I would
book?
love to tell
Is
you. Hold
okay.
please. Hold
Because
please.
Renee looks
Something
that up.
like
It's
find your
about
life
focus.
again. Get focused. Don't listen. Delete your YouTube and your Instagram. Just a minute. Hold please.
Different book there.
Hold
Uh,
please.
but in the book they do talk about like how to get like your focus, and they said, flow requires all of your brain power, so you can't multitask. Like you can really only do one or two tasks at the same time, and really here's this wild concept. We're gonna go off the
Yes.
rails here for a little
Please.
bit, but
I
I
would love
have to
nothing
teach
more.
you all
Yes.
things that I am learning because that'll help me to also remember it. So this
Just real
concept
quick.
of multitask,
Stolen Focus by
stolen
Jana
focus.
Hari.
Yes, Johan Hari. Johan Hari. Yes, Johan Hari.
Johan Hari. Go ahead.
British
Oh,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
So you're gonna no, it's
Looky
fine. You
there.
weren't. Yeah, he's a Brit. But he talks about how in the book we have this idea of like multitasking, and we were talking about this last week, but like it's a myth, and you're not actually multitasking. You're juggling between tasks, and one is always center focus, and the other one is just kind of like
Mhm.
in the background. Because like even when I was gardening, I was either really, really listening and kind of just going by route, like sweeping and doing stuff, or I was really focused on the sweeping and the listening was in the background, like, so you really can only do one or two tasks at a single time.
Right.
But he talks about how like to get into a state of flow, and flow is just when it's like, like you're locked in, you're so into what it is that you're doing. Like you just like a lot artists, dancers, or even like, sports folks or even writers, they get into the state of flow, and it's ideally where you want to be working from is the state of flow, and to be able to get there requires all of your brain power, so you can't be like
Mhm.
switching back and forth. They say once you
Mhm.
get off track of when you were focused, it takes anywhere from like 23 minutes to get really
Oh
synced
boy.
back into
To
what
get
it is
back
that
in
you're
the
doing.
flow.
And
Yeah.
they say that the average worker gets distracted once every 3 minutes, whether it's like a
Mhm.
ping, or like someone needs something, an email, or what's this over here. So it's really hard to get in a state of flow. And to get in a state of flow, you need all of your brain power. It has to be meaningful,
Mm.
and it needs to be at the
Mhm.
edge of your abilities, not
Mm.
past your abilities. So to
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
point, just
Mhm.
challenging enough,
A
right?
little
Because if
bit.
it's
A
too
little bit.
challenging, you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. But if
Right.
it's not challenging at all, then it's not. Then
I'm
you're also
bored.
not gonna.
And I
You're just
don't
at the
wanna.
edge of it.
Yeah.
So that's what it is when you're
Love
talking
this.
about getting to that comfort zone. It's just hugging the little edge of it. You don't have to like, all right, this
Love
week
this.
jumping out of a plane. Like you don't have to do
Right.
that.
I absolutely love gosh, I can't wait. This sounds perfect and exactly what I need. Love it so much. And in addition to that, gardening and this book, do you do anything else this weekend?
Yeah, that's a great question. I also don't know like how, as we're doing this show,
Mhm.
Get rappers, how much do you want to know about personal life stuff? And I don't know how much like I am
You feel
like I'm
comfortable
like
sharing. Yeah.
how much do you want to divulge?
Right.
I will say this, get on uppers, for this past week, like, I met somebody a week ago. We went on a date. There was like, butterflies in my tummy, yada yada yada. We've been on 2 dates this past weekend. Probably should have stopped after the really great day
I
on
don't
Saturday. Quit while you're ahead.
Sure.
Um,
Uh-huh.
but perhaps it might be coming to some realizations that it just might not be a fit, which is
Yeah.
sad in its own way. We'll see. We'll see. The door
Okay.
opportunity is open, but I don't know, just marinating on some things, and it just might. Sometimes you just have to trust your gut,
Right.
but there's a difference between, is it like trusting your gut or is it
Mhm.
fear?
Mhm.
Are these the
Somebody
warning
text you
signs or
that yesterday?
is it fear? I already knew this,
I
and
know, I know. I was being
but it is right. But I think most of the times, like it's usually my gut,
yeah.
and I'll try
Yeah.
to push through.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I we'll see. I'm not closing the
Okay.
door completely, and at the same time, eh, sometimes it's just meant to be just friends, and
I get that.
I'm trying to make sure
Okay.
that I don't start vilifying this other person because they're not being the thing that I had thought that they were going to be. That they're just
Right, yeah.
being themselves,
I like it.
and yeah. So, but
I
I did.
love that.
I went on a hike. I
Perfect
went to the
attitude.
Sutra Baths. Went back up to
Nice.
the Sutra Baths. Was very cute, very
Mhm.
romantic. But then I'm also like, oh my god, did I waste the Sutra Baths on this? Like I think the learning
Sure.
lesson is keep your dates kind of basic and boring for the first four, and
Yeah.
wait to bring out the big guns to later on. I know there's like a rush to
Yeah.
try to make things memorable in the very
Right.
beginning, but just bring them to the same old restaurant
Yeah.
right across the
There's
street
time.
for the first
And the very
ones.
beginning is still within the month or the first 3 months. So all these things can happen. But no, I think that's how you I think it also confuses things when you do like a big fancy activity. I think it sort of conflates, "Well, I love that big fancy activity. Do it I also love them?" Or hold on.
Mhm.
So if you do
Right,
something
yeah.
boring, then you can sort of like really assess, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, no, that was good." Yeah.
I think it's just so
She
hard because
said
you
as a single.
you fall into the love of the story. I'm a storyteller, and so I'm always thinking
Yeah.
about too, like, what's that story that we'll be
Mhm.
recounting and telling? The story is
Right.
fine if it's just like, yeah, the first 4 dates we just went to dinner, we went to a
Yeah,
movie, we went on a walk,
absolutely.
and that's fine.
Also,
We got to know
as
each other.
every good storyteller knows, the key to good storytelling is to embellish and alter timelines slightly. So, you're gonna get your good story. We just may like when you're editing a video on iPhone and you gotta just make
Mhm.
that yellow bar just go a little bit to the left. So
Little
we're just
bit
gonna
of
start at
it.
little boop, there we go, and that's where it starts.
First
Great.
date actually was we went on a hike to Muir Woods, even though it was date number 5.
That's fine. That's fine. That's all you need. I love that. Okay, all right. So that was a jam-packed weekend.
It was, and I also did some gardening. I watched some Avengers. It was good. It
Love it.
was very, it was so nice. But I mean, again, the date was nice to the point where I kind of fell into the world of it. So I felt like I got a
Sure.
little escape, and I was like, oh, I'm starting to get into this one to like work life, but I could see how I could build a life with somebody. So whether it's this
Makes sense.
person or somebody else,
I
we
love
can
it.
get either. Look at that. Stacey's tired of hearing about my date. Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, Stacey.
No,
Love this. Feeling
Stacy.
great.
Stacy loves it. She does
Stacey.
love a celebrity birthday. Yeah, I
We
get you.
gotcha. All right. Well, you know what? My nephew, hello, shout out to my nephew if you're watching, Theo, who loves the celebrity birthday song and has asked if he could be the singer of it. So somehow we got to get him recorded on here because
I
Theo wants to
love this.
sing Happy
I
Birthday.
love this. Yes, please, yes, 1,000 times yes. I would love nothing more. Yes, but in lieu of your nephew not being here this morning,
It's
if I may,
us.
and please, happy
Happy birthday to
birthday to
ya.
happy
Happy birthday to
birthday
ya.
to you.
Happy
Happy birthday,
birthday.
celebrities. Great, perfect.
Ooh, I love that little button on the end. Look at this. We're in the April birthdays. We are in the April birthdays here. Let's see. We had April 1st. We got some we're gonna wrap up there's so many birthday weekends. So here's what we're gonna do today. We're not even gonna get to today's. We're gonna just do the weekend
Okay.
birthdays. So we gotta get in some of them.
Yeah,
You knew
I
him.
want to hear a few. All right.
All right, here we go. Celebrity birthdays from the weekend. Let's go over to Michael Fassbender. Was Michael Fassbender's 45th birthday on Saturday. Michael Fassbender. Okay. I get So the question is, he's known for being in this DC series, but we're gonna make a correction because he wasn't in a
Okay.
DC series. Sarah, we're gonna learn something new today. He was in what was the he was in a we'll do this. Michael Fassbender turns 45.
Okay.
He was in this Marvel. It was a Marvel series, not DC. He was in a
Okay.
Marvel series, and he played an X-Men
Okay.
character. Can we name the X-Men character that Michael Fassbender played?
Oh boy, you guys, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm
You
learning.
are,
I
and it's not your fault
yeah.
because the X-Men were not. Because you
We haven't
had
touched
remember.
X-Men yet.
Well, we're not going to at all because it's part
Okay.
of the
It's not on
Fox
the horizon.
timeline. It's
Right.
not even on the horizon. It's part of the Fox
Okay.
timeline.
All right.
Marvel had sold all their rights, as you had informed us that Marvel sold all the rights to
Yes.
their characters,
Right.
and they were,
And now
you
they're out
know,
of there. Well, unless he's in Fast and the Furious, our next franchise series, I will not know. Okay, but let's see if I can deduce it. Okay, so it is a series, meaning it was on TV.
no, it was a movie. It was a movie.
Oh, it
Michael
was a movie.
Fassbender.
Okay,
Mhm.
and he was an X-Men character, but it
He
was
was
an
a
X-Men.
character in X-Men. I mean, he was. He was an X-Men. He's a
Okay.
character in the X-Men franchise. He was in all. He
Okay.
was in the rebooted ones. A
Okay.
very popular antagonist, maybe sometimes
Mm,
with questionable
okay.
morals, but we like him. I don't know.
But we still like him.
Yeah.
This is gonna be so frustrating for everybody who knows. I genuinely, I
No, it's
don't.
not.
You can try to give me some clue. What
Wait,
are his
Aaron
special
just
skills?
joined.
Uh-oh.
How about
Aaron's
Aaron
here.
just
Aaron will know.
joined?
Aaron will know. Aaron will know. Aaron.
Uh,
Okay, I need your help, please.
so Michael Fassbender turned 45 this
Mhm.
weekend. And what is the name of the X-Men character that he played in the sort of prequel X-Men series? And it's like, I
Aaron.
just got on here to listen, and you're asking me all these questions.
I
And here
love
we go.
it. And Stacy's chiming in with a very good suggestion of Wolverine, but I'm pretty sure that that was Hugh Jackman, I think.
It
Um,
was Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
okay. So great, Stacy. I love it. Excellent suggestion. But that we're gonna give that one to Hugh Jackman. Michael Fassbender. Aaron, do you know this one? The X-Men who we play? We don't know. Jam, we're gonna need some help. Please.
All right,
Please help.
Magneto.
Oh yeah, no, God,
Magneto.
I would never have known that. Absolutely not. No. Oh, thank God. Okay.
Does that name even sound familiar to you? Have you even heard
No,
that name?
not even a little bit. No, absolutely not. If you told me it was a spice, I'd believe you. And then dash of Magneto, I'd be like, well, that sounds right. That's about
Oh man,
the relevance that
bless your
has for
heart
me.
for really searching your brain for really trying to figure out who it was. Can we hear what some of the rough draft answers were for you? Did you
Sure,
have any
because I
rough
was trying
drafts?
to, because I did watch some movie where a bunch of kids were figuring out that they had powers, and that was X-Men based, and like, and so then I was just like, The Flash. I think one of them one of them threw fireballs, one of them froze people. I don't now I'm conflating things, but I don't. So I think I was like, if you had given me a clue, I would have been like, oh yes, that was
No, but you were
throws
never
fire
gonna
a
get.
lot.
We were never
Okay.
gonna get you to Magneto. We were never gonna
No,
get you to
never.
Magneto. That's
Okay.
fair. All
All
right.
right. Okay. Okay.
It is Pedro Pascal's 47th birthday. 47th
Yeah.
birthday here for Pedro Pascal. Happy birthday.
I bet.
The question is, who is his space sister? Can you name who his space sister is? Someone in an interview once they said, "Who would you like to go to space with?" And his
Oh, right.
space sister
Yes.
said,
Yes.
that would have to be my space sister, Pedro Pascal. Who is Pedro Pascal's space sister?
Right. This is your husband, right?
No,
I
that's
think. Is
exactly
it
it.
Oscar
Yes, that's
Isaac?
right. It is
Okay. All
Oscar
right.
Isaac. As
You've
Stacey
taught us
says, ding,
this.
ding, ding,
Okay.
ding, ding. There it is. Look at that. Aaron timed in Oscar Isaac. Everybody knows.
I was like,
I
okay,
just
her
like
Nelson.
to
I'm
have a
sorry. I should
moment.
have said yeah.
And I'm
Mhm.
so sad because we already celebrated Oscar Isaac's birthday. And now we're celebrating Pedro Pascal's birthday. It's going to be a whole entire year I can talk about my
Oh, I
boys during
know.
somebody's
Yeah,
birthday. I just love
this
their
is a sad
friendship
moment.
so much. It's so beautiful. Do we have the photo on file? Can we put the photos of them up together? No.
They are beautiful. That friendship's fun. I wish they would do more charity actions with them for you, so that I can, because I'm searching for a birthday gift, and I tell you what, I've searched the internet high and low, and Oscar Isaac delivered to someone's home does not exist, though I have
Um,
searched.
yeah. I
I'm sorry.
mean, one day they'll get their stuff together, you know?
Yeah,
They
I
will.
do.
Okay, it is
Yes.
Jesse Plemons' birthday.
Yay!
Jesse Plemons. 34. Look at this little child baby actor
Baby.
here.
Oh my goodness.
34. Wow, he's got a older wife
Yeah, I
then,
was
huh?
dependent. Oh, careful. He has
Well,
an
I
age
mean, like,
appropriate.
I mean,
Because this
she's
is like
older than
39,
him.
right?
Oh, is
Okay, yeah.
she? I don't know how old she is.
Fair. Oh, hold on.
She's been around
Uh,
forever, so I just assume, not in like a bad way. She looks great, but I just am like, oh, Kirsten Dunst. She's been around as long as I
yeah, she's
have. She's
39.
okay.
Okay, so
What is age appropriate? I don't want to get ageist here. Age ain't nothing but a number as long as it's a consenting adult. I just want
sure.
to flag
Okay.
that because
Okay.
Aaliyah wrote that
We
song
are,
and she was with R. Kelly at the time and she was 15. He was an adult.
yep.
Anyways, Jesse
And we're very divided on
Plemons.
that. Yeah. Okay.
What?
But very divided. I have such strong opinions about men dating age inappropriate people. Of course I do.
Wow. Even if they're
Of
like
course I do.
of consenting, if they're consent, because I have a friend of mine.
Yeah.
He's like in his late 30s and his
Uh-huh.
boyfriend's in his 60s.
Mhm.
We don't like this.
Nope.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, Stacey is saying age is a number, and
Yeah.
you're
Okay.
right. That's
When you're right, you're
very
right.
true.
Okay.
Very true. Dang, Renee's got hot takes.
I
We'll have to
know.
save
I
this for the
know.
after hours conversation because
Sure.
I want
Let
you
me
to be
be
able to.
yes.
Yes. What were you gonna
I
say?
I wanna be self-aware that I guarantee my, opinions on that are based in my own fear of mortality, like, guaranteed. I'm just like,
Okay.
"Listen, life doesn't make sense, and if we're not playing by the rules," blah, blah, blah. So that's it has nothing to do with an
You
actual opinion of them. It's me projecting my own feelings onto other
fair.
couples. That's all.
Okay. Well, fair, fair, fair.
Yes.
Okay, it is also I Gem
Wait, hold
just
on.
so it's
Just real quick.
yes.
Did you have a quiz about Jesse Plemons? Or did you have a
Yes, I
question?
did.
Oh,
The
okay.
question is, so we know that he just had his and hers Oscars with his wife there.
Age appropriate wife,
Nominations.
yes.
Yeah, can you name the TV series where he got his start on? What is the
I
name
sure
of Jesse
can.
Plemons, 34? What was the name of the series that he got his start on?
All right, and let's see. How do we feel? Get on uppers. Do we know this? I like how jam gets sandwiched between Renee. I agree. I agree, Stacey. It's very funny. Um, get on uppers. I think I know, but let's see. Do we want to work on this together? You know what? I'll take this one, and if I'm wrong, it's only on me. And if I'm right, then we did it as a team. It is Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights. That is the answer we were looking for. And thank you. Friday Night Lights. That is it.
I
Did you watch Friday Night Lights? Were you
I
into
did.
it?
I almost when you said Jesse Plemons is only 34, I almost gave it away. I was like, God, how old was he when he filmed Friday Night Lights? It's nuts.
12.
I was probably. I was a latecomer to it though. I think it came out like 2006, 7, and then I streamed it in
Mhm.
like 2012. It's
People love
solid.
that show.
It's
Get on uppers.
it's
Do we
yeah.
have any Friday Night Lighters out there? Do we have any Friday Night Light fans? My ex-boyfriend was super into it and he tried to get me
Yeah,
into it the last season.
sure.
And we broke up, so I have
Okay.
such disdain for this show in my heart.
Yeah.
Even though it's got like Connie Britton, there's great actors
Yeah.
on the show, and I just
It's That's fair.
I can't
It I
I
no, I
can't do it.
definitely I get that. I respect that. There's plenty of great television programming out there for you to watch. You're fine. You don't have to watch Friday Night Lights. It is.
I
I
won't
like
do
it,
it.
but you don't have to. Yes.
Boo. All right, it is Clark Gregg's 60th birthday. Clark Gregg. We
Happy
know Clark
birthday.
Gregg from the Marvel Cinematic Universe playing Agent Coulson. We'll get to that in a moment. So
Yeah.
in addition to playing Agent Coulson in the MCU movies, he also played Agent Coulson in this spin-off TV series. Can we name the TV series that he started, part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? It was a spinoff.
Yeah, didn't I see this? Maybe I didn't. Oh, no, it's all blending together. First off,
I know.
this is going to be discussed later on. So help me, God, if they do not revise him. I can't. There's just going to be a quick, oh, just get, he was taking a nap. I need that to come up at some point. Because what are you doing? What are we doing? We'll talk about it. So, was it Agent Carter? Was he in
Good guess. Wait, go to the chat. Go to the chat. What are Aaron's
go in the chat,
piping in here?
Aaron, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents
Aaron.
of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes. Agents
Thank
of
you.
S.H.I.E.L.D. But you know, it's so funny is you actually were right because in some ways, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Peggy Carter, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a TV show. And then they're like, well, let's do
Mhm.
Peggy Carter as a TV show as well. So they were kind of in the same sort of realm. Yes. So in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they revive him. It turns out that he is still alive, and that was just a
He's
ploy.
fine.
But
Good.
there's some talk of we don't know if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is actually MCU canon because we'll talk about this, but like the
Okay.
movies were going at a pace that the TV shows couldn't keep up with because they just filmed
Mhm.
faster. And
Right.
so like there's something that's they just film faster. And so they kind of go off on their own in a way. And so we're not sure if I was watching it today when I watched Avengers this week, because
Yeah.
that was our movie assignment. I was like, before when I'd watch Avengers, like, oh, he's still alive, so it's fine. But now that people are saying that, like, no, that's not, it's just a different timeline.
Man,
Agent Coulson, dead. So we'll get there.
this
I'm
is
sorry. I had a moment. I was like, I don't think
devastating blow.
Renee, this is gonna hurt Renee. She loves
Yeah.
Agent Coulson.
Renee
She's like, oh,
screams
my friend
no
was
and woke up
here.
the dog. A dog was awakened in a reaction to such a thing. No!
No.
No! She shouted at the screen. No!
Oh man. Oh, I'm
Didn't
so
like it.
sorry.
I love him.
Okay,
He's
I
a good
know.
boy.
I
Okay.
know.
All
Oh
right.
no. Oh no. Okay. All right, we'll do a
Wait,
couple
how old?
more from yeah.
I did
60.
miss the age, though.
60.
Wow. Great
60.
job.
Yeah.
Great work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to interview him twice. I've interviewed him twice, once at Comic-Con with the cast of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and once
Great.
with at Black Panther. So
Kind. Good. You like him? Nice.
he's
Kind.
great. The one thing with the cast of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is that there's such a bonded cast. It's like when
Mhm.
you interview them, it's like you're a kindergarten teacher. You try to keep
Sure.
everyone's attention at the same time because they will just start
Sure.
chit-chatting with each
Sure.
other. So to make sure
Yeah.
that you field a question to each of them
Right.
at some point, especially Clark Gregg, because
Sweet.
he's kind of like the more of that. He kind of has it's he's the lead, and so you definitely got to get at him a question first and fast. Otherwise, he's just
Right.
like, what am I doing
I
here?
can't
Clark
do this.
Gregg.
Okay.
I was part of the bigger MCU. Now I'm here in this TV show.
Fair.
All right, just
Got it.
a couple of more from the weekend. It was a busy weekend, so we're not even gonna get to the Monday ones here. So
Okay.
yep,
I
sorry,
love this. No,
everybody.
that's good. A lot
We'll stick
of
to the weekend.
wait, where are we at? Aries? There's a lot of Aries.
Yeah, these are Aries
Mhm.
people. Oof. All right, starting war.
Oh.
Gotta be careful.
Ugh.
Gotta be careful.
You guys, every single Aries I know has the is independently said. Again, astrology I think is mostly fun, except for the fact that they all have said, "I know what I want and I get what I want." Uh, in a real passive way, but I'm like, "No, you believe that? Okay, great. I know what I want and I get
Yeah.
what I want." Yeah,
Okay. Like, oh, but this is just for fun and games. But I get what I want.
right.
Okay. Look at this sticking with the Marvel. It's so funny. I feel like there's always a Marvel birthday, but that's because the Marvel Cinematic Universe is so huge. Like
Sure.
everyone has been in it at some point,
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
Colby Smolders is is part of the MCU. Let's see. There we go. Colby Smolder's
Okay.
turning 40. Oh, we got photos. All right. Colby Smolder's turning 40. We know her. We love her as Maria Hill in the MCU, but she was also on this hit CBS TV show.
Shoot. Now, you know what? I did this one last week. Did I mess it up? I
Oh,
must
did
have. I
we?
must have jumped. Yeah, I
Oh,
certainly must have
okay.
jumped. Or maybe, yeah, I definitely. Why did we bring that up?
Because there was
Numbers,
the
do you remember when
April.
I was talking about this? Either way, my Get Uppers know it. They know it. Aaron's chimed in with the correct answer. How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. Well, I don't know how you got here. She was a Sunday birthday. I don't know.
I don't. Well, because
Renee
was it Taron Killam's birthday? And we were like, his wife starred in this TV show. Was that maybe
Oh,
it? Do you see
maybe it
Taron
was
Killam in there anywhere?
that. Yeah, I see Taron Killam. So maybe
Okay,
that's it.
that's
But
how
look
we
at
got
them.
there. Okay.
Birthday twinsies almost.
Look at
Birthday
babies.
twinsies.
That's nice. One
2
big
days
cake.
apart.
That's very
Wow.
cute.
Little.
I love
It's
that.
gonna be a big cake. That we...
Who is she in Marvel? This is gonna be a big cake.
Wait, who is she in Marvel?
Yeah.
She plays. You saw her in the Avengers. Well, okay, great question, Avengers. Okay,
Did
this is
I?
actually the original question, and I didn't
Yeah.
ask it because I was like, oh, well, we just saw this, so this will be too
Right.
simple and too easy. Get an uppers. Renee doesn't know this. Do you know who does
Wait, which
Colby
one is
Smolder?
she?
Who does Colby Smolders play in the Marvel
Hold on.
Cinematic Universe?
Hold on.
And no, you can't Google it. So the trivia
No, I'm
question.
Googling.
Put the fingers down, Renee.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought she was gonna be a superhero. Okay, sorry. I got confused. Okay,
You
sorry.
Googled. Okay, Maria Hill. She plays Maria Hill, who we just saw in the Avengers.
In my defense, her hair
Yes.
in this photo is a loose pony, and in the movie, it's a tight pony. So how on earth am I to depict who she is?
Yeah, the hairstyles are pretty similar. There's
Loose
not
and
even a
tight.
wig.
It
There's
matters.
not even a wig in there. Oh man. Oh
I was just, is she Wasp? Is she Black
Oh,
Widow?
okay,
Is she
yeah,
Bumblebee? Okay, but
no,
she's an agent. Okay, got it.
Yes, Agent Maria Hill. She's Nick Fury's right-hand person. It
Yes.
is Eddie Murphy's birthday on Sunday. He just turned 61. Can you name the hit song of his?
Whoa,
He had
no?
one hit pop song in the
Okay.
80s.
Oh boy, get on numbers. I need help. I didn't know that he even released a song.
Oh, this
Uh,
is gonna be the jam of the day. Oh
It's
man.
absolutely gonna be the jam of the day, and then possibly guaranteed, I'll be like, "Oh god, he sang that? I didn't know."
And he
Get
worked
on
with
numbers, do
Rick
you know?
James on it. Rick James was also on the track.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what
What does his
song Eddie
girl like
Murphy
to do all the time?
party all the time? Is that Eddie Murphy?
Yes, that's
No
it.
kidding.
You didn't know that's Eddie Murphy.
I didn't know that was Eddie Murphy.
My girl
wow.
wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. My
No
girl wants to
clue.
party all the time,
Wow.
party all the time. Wow, you know
I
what? I'm thinking
am
about my date
humbled.
this weekend.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
my girl likes to party all the time. I'll just leave it there. That song resonates with me so much now, like it never has before. I'm gonna go listen to that
Right?
after the show.
Well, that's how you
Oh,
know.
it's hard. It's hard. Yeah, Eddie Murphy did party all the time.
Did not know that. Wow. Okay. Great. Now I do. And for the next 5 minutes, I know it. And then I'll forget again, which is fun.
Yes.
Okay. No.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, right.
All right.
There it is. Maybe we'll do like 2 more
Yeah. I mean,
Sunday
let's get
birthdays.
some in. None for today?
None for
Want
today.
to
There's
do
just
any
so many
today ones?
weekend birthdays. We'll do them all
Okay.
tomorrow.
All right.
We'll clump them together.
Okay.
Jane Goodall. It's her 88th birthday.
Yeah. She's the best.
Hi, Jane. 88
love her.
conservationalist. We love her. When was she introduced to chimpanzees? When was she introduced to chimpanzees?
Oh, young. Gosh, I don't. Young, at a young age, but do we know? Did you know that Eddie Murphy was in a movie called The Nutty Professor? Stacy, very
Yes.
good. additional fun fact,
Littleton
Nutty
Vet,
Professor.
Littleton Vet.
I love it.
And
Thank you so
the
much.
sequel, The Nutty Professor, The Clumps. Oh, wow. Stacey, it's weird that you mentioned that because I had a dream last night. That's all coming back to me. I was like on set. It was weird. I was watching it was like a movie that was on set. It was like I was inside of them filming a movie, but all the pieces were all put together. Because long story long, Will Smith was playing all these different characters in this one scene.
Mhm.
And I was like watching them film this scene, and simultaneously he was playing all these different characters at the same time. Like in Nutty Professor, where Nutty Professor plays all these different characters. So it just made me
Whoa,
think of that.
I like your brain. Your brain's fun. That's a fun brain
Yeah.
to dream that up.
Doing these
Yeah.
things, doing these things. But back to the question at hand, distracting
Jane Goodall,
teacher
when did she
here.
meet chimpanzees? Oh gosh. Now I need to catch up on my Jane Goodall documentaries. I'm either going with like 2 at age 2 or
Mm-hmm.
like 16, but I know it was young. Do you guys
Mm-hmm.
know Jane Goodall? When did she start working with her sweet, sweet chimpanzees? Do you have a thought? Do you have a guess? A number with which you think maybe?
Or we can even go broad. We'll go
Um,
broad. Like what like demographic, age demographic? Do we
sure.
think like a
Yeah, I guess
teen, a
I'm gonna go.
baby?
I'm gonna. My first thing was 16, and then I was like, oh, maybe it was younger. So I'm gonna go with 16. I don't know.
It was when she was a baby. It was when
It's
she
a
was a
baby.
baby.
It's just
I'm
little
a baby. It's
baby.
a
All
little
right.
chimpanzee. So connected
That's
to them at
adorable.
a very
Which
early
is,
age.
I mean, there's a documentary who can answer all of my questions in regards to what did her parents do that she met chimpanzees at that age. I will watch a doc and I will report back. Sarah, make a note. I would like to
Ooh.
do a Jane Goodall special. I'll write it down myself. Hold on. I
All
think
right.
in the
Making a
production
note.
meeting, I was like, Sarah, you don't have to. I will. And then
Well, look at that.
done.
Well, as you're making the note, I'm going to get to our last question of the weekend, and we'll get to our Monday birthdays tomorrow, so plenty of those. But Leona Lewis's 37th birthday. Singer Leona Lewis. Leona Lewis's
Okay.
37th birthday. What show did Leona Lewis get discovered on? Do we know the name of the show that Leona Lewis got discovered on? Can we name it?
We can't.
Okay,
Shoot. We can't. I don't know. Get on uppers. Do you know it? Do you know what? Wait, who is
Want to
this?
guess?
Leona Lewis?
This is
Is she also a singer?
She's a singer. That's
Okay.
mainly that's how we know her.
The
That's
main
how we
thing.
know
Okay.
her.
Who I was obsessed with in like 2008. Because
Yeah.
she's got the best love songs and breakup songs.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, we'll
yeah.
backtrack it. Can you
Okay.
name what she keeps bleeding in one of her songs? She says she
Yeah,
says
we
that she
can.
keeps bleeding this.
Sure. I believe it's love. Get on uppers.
Yes,
Can you agree? Yeah.
she keeps
Keep
bleeding.
bleeding,
Keep
bleeding love.
bleeding love. Oh, I
Mhm,
gotta add that to
mhm.
my musical playlist.
Your jams. Your
My-
jams, your jams. Um, yeah, she's amazing. But she was on a TV show as well. What TV show was she on?
Well, like this, what show did she get discovered on as a singer?
Oh, I see. America's Got Talent.
She's British.
Oh, British has Got Talent.
There it is. British's Got Talent. Well, actually, Britain's Got Talent, but we will
Britain's
accept
Got Talent.
British's Got Talent.
British has Got Talent. I gotta tell you.
British Got Talent. The
That
British
makes
is over
sense.
there.
Okay.
There it is. Well, those are our celebrity birthdays. That's the weekend edition of celebrity birthdays. We will get to our Monday and Tuesday birthdays just tomorrow. Just tomorrow. We'll
Great.
catch on up. So there it
Happy
is. Well,
birthday.
good job, y'all. You done did it. You did the thing. You did it.
Nice work. Nice work. What a team. What a team. Now, Jam, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe the time has come for Monocle Monday, in which we take a closer look
Yeah.
at the headlines of today. I come to you with my hat in my hand with this first
Mhm.
headline. I threw, and there is no other way to describe it, a tantrum on Friday. Nearly threw myself to the ground in absolute disdain of April Fool's Day.
You
Not
did. You
one
absolutely
trick,
did.
not one trick would I allow, would I acquiesce to. Okay, that's funny. Well, I guess there was one. There was one. Burger King in 2000, like 12, something like that, released a like, hey, great news, we're going to release a left-handed burger. funny. I loved it.
The
I
only
loved it.
one that,
Loved it. That's the
yes,
only
is the
one.
only
It's
one.
the only one that made the cut. But staunchly dug my heels and it was like, "It is not funny. Do not celebrate. Wake me up tomorrow." And yet there's
You
another
pull a
there's
prank
another
on
one that I was like,
someone?
No, I didn't pull a prank, but I do have a headline news. Do you wanna hear what happened?
Oh, yeah, please
So
tell me. Tell
okay.
me what
So
happened. Okay.
our late night TV options on our network TV shows are either Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon. You will notice that they
Mhm.
have the same first name. I tell you what,
Yes,
those
very
boys,
confusing. What did
they
they get
flippity flopped
into?
on Friday. So Jimmy
No.
Kimmel hosted Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon hosted
What?
Jimmy Kimmel. What a great
Wow.
nice and easy, nice and breezy. Now, I really went through my Rolodex of just like, okay, this I can guarantee that this upset some fans of
Oh,
like, "No,
I'm
I waited so
sure.
long, I was just here to see Fallon, that's the whole reason I'm here." But I will sort of float the idea that I think for the most part, the people that go see these shows are just tourists looking to do something that day, hoping to see a celebrity. So my hope is that no audience member actually was upset by such a thing, and, they both had great celebrities on their show, so, that is the news. The news is they did a little flip-flop. Both are on YouTube if you would like to watch them do. Jimmy Kimmel hosts Jimmy Fallon hosts Jimmy Kimmel. April 1st is the day that it happened if you wanna watch the shows as seen on Friday. I think I like it. I think I like it. That's my review. I
Yeah.
think that that is a fair and okay April Fool's joke.
Oh my god. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I do
Okay.
I to your point though, I'm sure somebody didn't appreciate this joke though, because
Of course. Yeah,
they were like,
gotta
"I
upset
came here for
someone.
Kimmel.
Yeah,
I hate Jimmy Fallon,"
of course.
It's also really impressive because I have to
They're
go
on
check out
Uncle
these
jokes.
monologues because I think it could be
Yeah,
very, very funny. Um, uh, um, I feel like that could be really, funny,
yeah.
to see what their monologues are and what they did there. So I'm gonna check that out. I will definitely check
Yeah,
that out.
I enjoyed it. I thought they were good. I thought they had a few good jokes, to go
Mm.
to
Mhm.
go along with it. Obviously, there was, some because it was a big week. We had a big week on ABC, with the Oscars being on Sunday. So there
Mhm.
was, a lot of like, this maybe isn't the most shocking thing you've seen on TV this way. A lot of that kind of jokey jokes, but they didn't have an opinion. They touched it and they walked away. And so I like that,
Oh,
which was
right.
nice.
Yep, we love that. It's
Yep.
interesting. I forget the name of the I texted it to you all. There was a very
Yeah.
funny comedian who hosted SNL this past week. Their name, oh, it is escaping me. Gerard Carmichael. Gerard Carmichael.
Mhm.
And he was like, he pretty much came out and he was like, I'm probably the most like unfamous person who's ever hosted before. He's this gay black comedian. He recently came out on his
Yep.
HBO special, I guess, and
Amazing.
anyways, I guess he had no intention of talking about the event, the slap,
Yeah.
and I guess like Lorne Michaels came into his dressing room and was like, "You should talk about it." He's like, "No, I don't." He's like,
I don't
"No,
wanna.
America needs to heal." That's what Lorne Michaels said to him. America needs to heal, so he needed to address it. He does a really great funny monologue. I don't. I'm gonna spoil the punchline for you because
Okay.
he does it at the beginning and then he starts talking about the trajectory of the slap of
Right.
like, well, Monday it was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is really okay. This is okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about it. But then by Tuesday, he was like, things started getting complicated. People started like
Yeah.
addressing certain other things maybe you didn't see before. And he was like, white people on Twitter were saying a lot of wild things. It's just the journey that everybody
Yeah.
went on it. And he was like, it feels like one of those things that happened. He's like, that happened a week ago. He's like, it feels like it's one of those things you remember that happened like back in high
Yeah.
school, that
Yes.
happened
Yeah.
this full journey.
Truly. Yeah.
And at the end of his monologue, he's like, I need to talk to Barack Obama. And he's like, give me camera two. Camera two, Barack. So you're just what are you doing these days? You're just kind of hanging out, writing books. I mean, I read one of your books, it's 900 pages. It's great. Can't wait for the next one. But America needs to heal. So we really need you to come out and talk about this slap. That was so funny. I
Amazing.
thought it was funny. Yeah.
Amazing. I
Yeah.
couldn't love it more. I have the best segue into my next story, but I don't wanna take up 2 stories at once.
No, if you've got a segue, get me vroom, vroom,
Let
vroom.
me
I'm
give
leaning
you a
forward.
segue.
That's
Vroom,
all you
vroom, vroom,
got to
vroom,
do on your
vroom.
segue is lean
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
forward.
I am over the moon to tell you that Malia, so Obama's kiddo,
Yes.
is now a writer for Donald Glover's Atlanta. How much do we love that?
Yes. I
So
love
she's
it.
just in the writer's room, I think, and we got to watch, like, gently they did such a good job of, like, protecting, like, "No, the girls they're interested in this, they're doing that, they're earning their way, they're doing what they need to do to be good at what they do." And then just, like, just nice and quiet, just real quick, Malia's a writer on Atlanta, and, the sort of the, like, kind thing about it is that Donald Glover's like, "She's an incredible writer." Like, duh, look at her parents, but it's
Right. Yeah.
just I don't know, I really, really like the parenting that Barack and Michelle did to, like,
Yeah.
not I don't know, I just love it. I just love it so much. I love that she's a writer and she's getting to do exactly what she wants to do, and I think a lot of times the kiddo well, I don't know if the Bushes are doing fine on the Today Show, but I think oftentimes
Who I met her and she accosted me on the street trying to give me a free metro pass. I told
Oh,
you about this
sure.
story, haven't I?
Ye
I just
I
moved to New
no,
York.
let's hear more.
I'm pretty sure I did. I just moved to
Okay,
New York, and it was Hoda and Jenna Bush.
okay,
I was just moved to New York. There was snow covered everywhere. Hoda and
right.
Jenna Bush. I thought it was like some housewives were filming something like across the way because there was a camera crew and these
Sure.
like
Yeah,
blondish ladies running around. I was like,
right.
oh god, housewives,
What's
and
happening? Hey, hey.
they come running on over and they're like, "Is it sir, sir?" And I'm like, "What's happening?" And they're like, "How much do you love New York?" I was like, "Well, I just moved here." And they're like,
Just
"What do
fine,
you
yeah.
think?" And it was Hoda and Jenna. And I was like, "Oh,
Hilarious.
because it had just the blizzard had just happened. We had a blizzard, and so they wanted to
Right.
get
Okay.
people's reactions of what do they think about the blizzard." And I was like,
Right.
"Oh, I just moved here. This is great." And they're like, "See, aren't New Yorkers nice?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Here's a
Mm,
Metro card."
very sweet. Did you make the cut? Are you on the show?
Yeah,
Did you
I'm
check?
on. My Facebook was like blowing up. People were like, "Oh, you're on the Today Show," and I had
Look
just
at
moved
that.
to New York, so it was one of those.
Oh,
You know,
this
when you
is
first move to a
very fun.
city, like you're
Mhm.
new, and like the universe usually is
Yeah,
like all these amazing, great things happen to you. They will
yeah.
slow down, but it's at first the
That's
universe
fair.
telling you you're in the right place, you're doing the right
Yep.
thing, but
Yeah.
that's what
I
happened.
love this. I really love that. So your experience was good, it was just a lot at once.
Well, and in my head, I kept having to say like, "Don't say anything about her father. Don't say anything about her father." 'Cause it was Jenna Bush
Good
on
call.
the other side. I'm like, "Don't talk about her
Sure.
dad. Don't talk about her
Bup,
dad.
bup, bup,
She's not
bup,
her
bup.
father. She's not
Nope,
her
focus on
father."
Hoda. Hoda's great. We love Hoda. Focus on Hoda.
This is
I
pretty
love
much
it.
my experience on the
Yep,
Today Show. But I
yep.
have been on the Today Show.
Very exciting. I'm gonna go find it. I'll go see. Do you remember what year that was by any
It's on actually
chance?
I'm pretty sure it's on my Facebook. So you can like probably
Okay,
like Google James Today Show and it should pop up.
love
I
it.
posted.
I'll do it. Okay. I love this. How are you
Well,
feeling about your Monocle Monday news? What do we got?
I just
What do we got?
took a look at it. So I this is a Renee's got her monocle out and she's taking a closer look
Mhm.
at it. Let's see. So yeah, it's right. We don't mess with Texas, but this happened in New York. But I would also, I mean, y'all had some snow last year. Did not go
True.
well, but you survived. You
You sure
survived, like the Gloria
did.
Gaynor song. So this is an ongoing story. So Grey's Anatomy is having a little bit of drama happening
Uh-oh.
behind the scenes. I don't know if you've heard
Yep.
about this. Is probably the talk
I
of
have not.
Tinseltown over
Okay.
there. So Grey's Anatomy writer Elizabeth Finch was placed on administrative leave over concerns that she had fabricated details of her personal history, some of which she wrote into the medical drama. So essentially she had lied about some of her medical history. It was like, oh, this happened to me. Let's put it in the show. And apparently
Aha.
it's coming out that she did not do that.
Okay.
And so there was a quote from the Hollywood Reporter said that, Grey's Anatomy is one big-hearted, brilliant family. As hard as it is to take some time away right now, I know it is important that I focus on my own family and my health. I am immersely grateful to Disney, ABC, and Shondaland for allowing me to do so and for supporting me through this very difficult time. But she was under an investigation through Disney. Apparently, that has now wrapped up. But Disney essentially, after the investigation, proposed that she see a mutually selected doctor, but the writer declined and instead took a personal leave from the medical drama. And then afterwards, Disney suspended all inquiry into her medical issues, and her attorney previously stated that she would not disclose her private health matters. So I don't know. It seems like this is wrapping up, but it seems kind
I
of bad.
guess.
She was lying about her. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course, but I am walk me through the harm of such a thing. So, and then did it because they absolutely have lawyers that are double checking the facts on this. So was it just
Yeah,
the
I get. Yeah,
the notion of you
I
lied?
guess.
Okay.
Yeah. I think especially it's such a close knit sort of set, and I think it was like the breach of
Mm,
trust or something. But and I'm
okay.
sure probably perhaps with maybe some of her uh, I think probably some of like maybe she had maybe some like they said that I think they said that she had lost a kidney and part of her leg and that she was required to have knee replacement surgery only to later learn that she had been misdiagnosed. So I think she was just fabricating all these stories and things, and they ended up in the show, and people are like,
Yeah.
we don't like
Huh.
this.
Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah.
Don't lie. I just think that
No,
lying
don't
is for
lie. I
children.
understand
I
the
just think
temptation of
adults
it.
who
Yeah.
lie, I just don't understand. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really try to be so authentically 100. I try not to fabricate things and try to give you all.
Hmm.
If I'm telling you a story, I'm like, this is what happened. This is
Yep.
how I remember it. But
And I'm curious if I feel this is common. I don't know if it's common for you, but the reason that you double down so hard on like you only tell the truth is because at some point, hopefully earlier on in your life, you did tell a lie and oh boy, did that get you in a whole heap of trouble. And you're like, oh, that does not work. Oh, that does not work. That hurts a lot of people. I
no,
can't remember what I said. And it becomes a huge thing. So you're just like, ugh, it's just easier to tell the truth. But I do think it often happens at the root. Granted, of course, there are people who are, narcissistic or sociopaths
sociopaths.
or whatever. But I think sometimes it's just a matter of like not feeling like you're enough and you're like, well, the truth
Mm,
isn't enough, so I have to that and or not feeling seen and you're like, well, I guess that also kind of goes in with the enough of I think oftentimes the reason for the lie is to get attention because you were feeling
mm.
not enoughy.
Well, what I do love about this, we got look at everyone's chiming on in. We got hot, like
Yes.
everyone's got ideas on
Yes.
thoughts on lies. Aaron says, I simply recognize that I'm just a really bad liar. So to Renee's point, you have to keep up this
Yeah.
story. So it's just that just makes more sense. And then Stacy also said telling lies is wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a foundation for a lot of the different religions. I just always feel terrible, and when I tell a lie, even if I'm not telling
Mhm.
something, like if I'm retelling a story. And as I
Yep.
really always, if I'm trying to relay something, even if it's like I'm trying to tell a friend of like what so and so did to me, or I'm talking about what this guy done did, I try to
Mhm.
tell it as authentically as I possibly can, even though it is coming from my biased perception, just because
Sure.
I just don't like that feeling that I'm left with, that I'm
Yeah.
misleading someone.
Yeah.
Although if I could do an April Fool's joke, I would, but that's the thing is April Fool's joke for me, it's like it's the
Sure.
purge. So it's like the one time I get
Mhm.
to tell a lie and then be like, oh,
Tell a
I'm
little
kidding.
lie.
Oh no, I started a war.
Right. Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
evacuated the city because they thought
So
a volcano was erupting. Yeah, so I'm so curious, like, are there good lies that you can tell? Is it ever appropriate? What about lying at work? Is there certain places where it's kind of, I don't know. I know Stacey's gonna say no. There's never a good time to lie, but like, I know, especially if it's someone that you're close with, like
Mhm.
absolutely not. Friends,
Sure.
family, absolutely not. But then at work, I mean,
Yeah. I
not
think
for me. I definitely don't like lying, but
sure. No, but the definition of lie can be, I think, expanded into withholding the truth in a way that if I tell you exactly, like if you're working on a project and the project isn't
yeah.
moving as fast as your managers would like for it to go, but you know that it's like, well, I just need this piece and this piece to come together. Thinking, have I ever got a problem? And they're just like, yeah, it's coming along really well. Nothing is happening, but it's coming along really well. It's fine. That's right, because it will come along really well at some point. I think that type of like, so long as you can keep control on it, that type of let me withhold some truths until I can deliver the whole truth.
Well, question, what happens? I kind of want to stay here in this lie. I think unpacking
Please,
lies
yeah.
is just very, very fascinating. Get on uppers. What happens when someone that you really care about like lies to you? Is it like what happens if it's a loved one or a friend you catch in a lie? I guess it might also depend what that lie is, but like,
yeah,
I feel like Renee, you're kind of one of those people that like you
I never
cut
lie.
it out or too legit
Yeah.
to quit.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
out.
you
Like
saw that
Renee.
happen during April Fool's on Friday. You gave me one line, and I was like, I don't trust you. It's immediate.
Oh yeah, for the rest of the show, Renee was pretty much
Immediate.
like,
Yeah.
oh man,
Yeah.
oh man, yeah. So Renee's heart. You lie to Renee. You're done.
Mm-mm.
She's done. She's done with you.
No,
She's done with you.
and it's something that I don't think is a positive character flaw or a positive character trait. I think it's who I am. So I don't.
Aaron,
The second you lie, I'm like, mm-mm.
Aaron's got some advice for you though, Renee, with this whole
Yes,
entire,
let's hear
oh,
it.
the project's going fine. The project's going fine. He says that sounds like it's all right as long as you don't get caught, Renee.
You
They
can't
like
get
are like,
caught. You can't
wait,
get caught.
there's
Yep.
no movement on this
Yep.
at all.
It's a delicate balance. I guess this is that the second I know I don't have control over it, I sprint to be like, I need help.
Yeah.
So that's the mere moment you know that this is out of control, then you gotta run and say, hey.
So, there's a little bit more that maybe we can unpack here about this story about
Please
the
do.
producer Finch.
Yes.
So her wife, Jennifer Beyer, called executives at Grey's Anatomy, their production company Shondaland, and their parent company Disney to alert them of her wife's alleged deception. So it sounds like I think they're in the middle of a divorce, and she's like, my wife's been lying to you. So multiple sources told the Hollywood Reporter that Beyer realized that similarities to the story Finch told her colleagues and Beyer's history matched, and now Beyer is seeking divorce. If it's true that Finch cherry-picked traumas from her wife's medical history and used them to deceive her colleagues and further her own career, then that's terrible. So it sounds like she took stories that happened maybe to her wife and was like, oh, this happened to me. And then,
And I think we've all repurposed a joke before. Somebody says something,
exactly.
you're like, I'm gonna do that. But I don't know.
Especially in stand-up, because it's not funny if you're like, oh, this thing happened to somebody else, but there's something about it has to have happened to you for it to be really funny.
Right. Yeah. But in a writer's room, and granted, I don't know what that room is like, but I feel like you guys are all really close friends. So you can be like, let me tell you what happened. Yeah. I don't love any of this. I don't love that that happened, and I don't love that someone ran to tattletale on it.
Not just someone, her wife.
Her wife. It's weird.
I'm gonna stay single. Yeah. That's what careful out there. Yeah, your partner. It's a thin line between love and hate, y'all. Revenge.
Truly. Goodness.
They know where the bodies are buried, so don't cross your partner. All right, Renee, I'll kick it back over to you. What do you got over there for Monologue?
Over the moon to read this headline. Thousands of employees are testing a 4-day work week starting today. It's inevitable we'll see bigger companies doing this. How glorious. How absolutely glorious.
Look at this picture. She's like, bye. See you in 3 days.
Could be better. We love it. We love it. We love it.
Photo. See you, girl. It's Thursday. I'm out. See you on Monday.
It's just the very best. I love it so much. So this article was brought to you by MSNBC, and we do want to give kudos to the person who wrote the article. Her name is Jennifer Liu. Jennifer, you picked the perfect stock photo of them. Bye. Delightful, delightful. So there is some method to this madness. It isn't, hey, we're all so burnt out. We're not going to do anymore. The concept is exactly as it says, that a 4-day work week will then shave off 8 hours of the work week. So instead of 40 hours of work, you're going to do 32 hours of work. But there's a concept behind it called the 100-80-100, meaning that workers will receive 100% of the pay for 80% of the time, so long as they maintain 100% of the productivity, which easy. That's easy. Easy peasy. We can absolutely do that. And I think that is the thing that's being tested right now. The 100-80-100 is, and I think this is happening at my company, that they right now they are looking at, hey, we're not doing this to like big brother you. We just want to see what is your workload? What are the hours with which you're doing it? So I think the first step of that is to just sort of really check everybody's workload. What do they do within a 5-day work week? Terrific. So now we've got, this is what you do in 5 days. Let's shave off that day. Can you do what you said you did in 5 days in 4 days? And if the answer is yes, then bada bing, bada boom, you got a 4-day work week.
And it probably is, because the thing is like, and again, this is also even in the book that you and I are reading. What's it called? Focus, How to Snatch Your Focus Back. I'm sorry.
I will tell you. Stolen focus.
Stolen focus. They talk about it. Part of it is, Renee, you said the key word, burnout. People actually really are burnt out. People are working more, or they're working more than they were before. And they're not recharging. There's just something about when you have, if you had those 3 days, you're able to come back so much more refreshed. I think you just get the work done. Sometimes you're just kind of staring at the computer, getting pings, and you can't get anything done. And if you just had real clear focus time and then real clear recharge time, we're not robots. Like life is not supposed to be just grinding away. Go for a hike, like go see grandma. Like there should be more time. And so I think I love that more companies are coming around to this. It seems scary, and I know a lot of companies, because my company was on this task force for future of work, and I proposed, hey, let's do a 4-day work week, and the directors were losing their mind. How we couldn't possibly because it seems scary. It seems scary. All the data shows they've been doing this over in Europe. This, like in Italy, they've been doing this over there for a good long while. Everybody needs at least 5 weeks of paid vacation time and a 4-day work week. People will be more recharged. They will have a more fully lived life, because we're not, this current work model is based on like factories. Like they're like, how much can we work employees without them dying? Okay. All right. Well, let's give them a weekend. Like, all right, fine. You know, and then too, there might be some weekends where you're like, oh, all right, I'm going to work Friday, but then you still get 2 days, as opposed to now you're working 5 days and then working on the weekend, you know, and you're working like 6 days. So
it's just a mess. Yeah. And I think, I don't know if this happens for you, but it is because you save up all your errands for the weekend. So there is no day of rest, because you're trying to get everything done within those 2 days that you have off during like normal work hours. So if you could just give me Friday to get my errands done. Oh, what a gift.
Well, and you know, so if you're at a company and if you have any say, a seat at the table, or, you know, one recommendation you can make is doing no meeting Friday. So no meetings on Fridays. Fridays are spent for you to use wherever you want. So it's you to work on projects, no meetings, no nothing, no pings, no communications. I'm not expected for anything. And then you get to use that Friday however it is that you want. So if it is, I'm going to get some work done, I am going to go run some little errands, I'm going to go on a hike, but you do no meeting Fridays. And it still gives people the opportunity to, you know, get work done if they need it. And for those who need to do other things, you can do that.
I think it's so smart. But yeah, I'm going to keep a close eye on this. And God, I hope. I would love for this to get implemented. I think it would really help us.
I'm sorry. I'm just loving Aaron having a meltdown with their Alexa device right now. Aaron said we have no meeting Thursday. Science. I didn't realize you're a scientist, Aaron. So we do no meeting Thursdays or no science.
Nice. And it's nice. Not science Alexa, I hate you.
And it's nice.
Aaron,
Okay, great.
you're just the best thing to ever happen to anybody. I
Yeah,
love it so
that's
much.
great.
Okay, so you heard it here first. 4-day work week. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Let's
Bring
make it
it in
happen.
there. Bring it in there.
Please.
Hi, Larry. We're just bringing you some. We're taking a closer look at some of the news you maybe might have missed over the weekend. I know that Sarah's going to be here tomorrow, and Sarah and Renee, if you're like, yeah, I haven't talked about the Grammys, don't you worry.
Don't
Sarah and
worry.
Renee are going to dive into the Grammys tomorrow. We're going to give it a day to sink in. But I'd be remiss if I didn't share this story with you all
Yes,
about
please.
SZA. If you saw
Oh, yeah.
SZA at
Okay.
the Grammys, she was on crutches. I think we have a photo here. She was on
No, SZA,
crutches,
what
and you're like,
happened?
what happened?
Mhm.
And SZA has right now an amazing song with my girl Doja Cat. They won for best pop duo, "Kiss Me More,"
Yeah.
which is just an amazing, beautiful, dreamy song of the summer. So good, such a great song. But she was on crutches, and what was really cute, Lady Gaga held up her train as she walked up
Aw.
the mobility aids there, and so very kind, like sisters helping each other out. And
Love it.
SZA said that whenever something big happens to her, something crazy also happens. So I guess she had an injury falling out of bed, and she's been in actually a wheelchair, but she
Oh,
didn't want to
God,
use a
buddy.
wheelchair at the Grammys. She was like,
Of
I don't want to
course.
be in a
Yeah.
wheelchair for all my photos. So
Yeah.
if you're like, what happened? This is what happened to poor SZA.
It makes perfect sense. And I tell you what, there's something that I really love is just like, "No, I'm not gonna dress up my crutches. This you guys know what crutches look like. These are standard issued, normal. The hospital gave them to me, crutches. That's fine. I'm not gonna be
You know
adorable
what
about
these
it. You got
are?
it.
No, I'm not gonna dress it up. I'm not
Thank
gonna
you.
dress it up.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I
Oh
respect it
gosh.
very, very much. Well, gosh, I'm so sorry, and I wonder if it is a consistent thing with her that, with good comes bad, that when she fell out of bed was just like, of course,
Yeah. Yep,
absolutely."
yep,
If
yep.
there was any type
Yep.
of, just like, "Well, yeah, of course that happened."
Yep.
Um,
That's
yeah,
exactly
okay.
what happened.
Aaron.
Aaron said that it oh, no. Please tell the world what Aaron's injury was.
Sure. Well, it's less silly than my injury, which was bubble soccer and a severe ankle sprain. Now, I tell you what, when I watched that bubble soccer, it looks so fun and it looks so deadly. How do you not get an ankle sprain every time you play that? Aaron, I'm so sorry that happened to you, and I
What is
hope that it's
bubble
healing and you're
soccer? When
better
you're in
now.
the bubble ball? Is it one of the
I
bubble
think so.
balls things?
Yeah, and
Oh
you
my
just like
god, that's
throw
of course
yourself
you're
onto
gonna
the
get
field.
injured. Yeah, of
Unless I'm
course,
wrong,
yeah.
Aaron, am I wrong about that? Is it a bunch of bubbles being
When
blown
you're in
onto
the
the field and
bubble.
it's slippery? Let us know. Let us know.
And you slipped on some bubbles? Well, there we go.
Bubble
I will
soccer,
say,
it's an
as
epidemic.
I'm sitting here with like a little bit of a hip injury here, did some
Puppy,
leg
what
squats.
happened?
Well, I think we
Sure.
were we were
Okay.
we were cuddling at the park in a not comfortable way, I think, in the end.
Go.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, no,
All
no.
right. Well, I'm sorry. Um,
Most of you is protected in a big bubble. So the Aaron saying most of you. Emphasis on most as you're playing. Yeah, you still got dangly
got those
parts that
ankles.
can still
Yep.
got those ankles.
Ugh.
Got those ankles. They can get
But
out
is it
there.
fun? Yeah. Up until the sprain, Aaron, is it as fun as it looks? Because it looks real fun.
Does look
It just looks,
incredibly like
yeah,
a great old
hurtful.
time there.
Yeah.
I would be remiss. I don't know any of the winner. No, you and Sarah are gonna get into some more details tomorrow, but I gotta. Can it take a little peek into some of the Grammy winners? Can we take a little peek? I didn't know
Yeah.
who won. You guys are gonna
Okay.
cover
No,
the
I would love
action.
for you to. I'm worried that you're gonna get to one of them that I'm like, "What happened?"
Oh, I don't. Okay, well,
Okay. Yeah, go through
let's
it and
do
let me
this
know if any
together.
of them strike you as they did what?
So Silk Sonic cleared out, and so Silk Sonic it's Bruno Mars's band, right? It's him with some other folks or something. Isn't that what Silk Sonic
Probably.
is?
Yeah.
I'm
I
pretty
do not
sure.
know my if it's not a musical, I don't know it. Yeah.
Sarah, correct me if I'm wrong, 'cause I feel like there's a trivia question about Silk Sonic. Anderson Paak. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I believe that's his group band is the Bruno Mars. They're killing it. Yeah, I'm a little sad, but Little Nas X Montero didn't win, and it's just the two of them, Anderson Paak and Bruno Mars. Silk Sonic killing it over there. John Baptiste, who Sarah was a huge fan of. We're getting live tweets. Sarah watched all of it, so she's going to give you the full
Love it. Yes.
rundown. Oh, even Aaron knows. Look at Aaron be knowing some things
All
outside
right,
of Star
Aaron.
Trek and Elden Rings.
Yeah.
Aaron chimed in. Yes, I think it's Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak.
Great.
We'll go. Oh, and I also love this. Aaron did say back to bubble soccer.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know that it would happen within the first 2 minutes of playing.
No.
No.
Oh, no.
Dang. And then Aaron, did you
So
continue
sorry.
playing? That probably made it worse.
And
Poor Aaron. He comes on the show and I just razz him. Like,
Poor
this is what I came
puppy.
on, how I started my day.
Just that, yeah, coming in. There we go.
Yeah,
I'm so
my
sorry it
God.
happened, but yeah, within the first 2 minutes is rough. That's rough.
That's hard. Debbie, welcome. We're talking about some of the Grammy winners. Did anybody watch the Grammys last night? Did we have any and only if you can continue playing from urgent care. You're a trooper,
that was
Aaron.
just
You
an
kept
immediate,
going.
like, I think it might be broken. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
Oh, you went. You were
immediately went to urgent care.
Bubble.
Yeah.
Ow! I'm out. Did you
To
take the
urgent care with
bubble?
me.
Tell me you took the bubble to urgent care.
You waddled in
Bubbled,
with the.
you bubbled yourself over there. Oh man, fun. All right.
Urgent care.
So John Baptiste won for Album of the Year with We Are. Best New Artist, Olivia Rodrigo. She won. She has a Disney Plus series. I don't know if she is
that
yet.
Yeah,
oh, did you watch the Disney Plus series?
I did not, but I saw that it's
Oh.
there. Nope, I saw that it's an option for me, and I will be watching soon.
Okay, good. Stacey did not watch the Grammys, and then oh yeah, you got to be careful, Aaron. Did this happen during COVID times? Oh, I got it. You're like, we'll play bubble soccer. This will be safe during COVID. And then you got injured.
And then it was a mess. Sorry.
Olivia Rodrigo, Grammy winner Olivia Rodrigo, also won for Best Pop Solo Performance over Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish, Brandy Carlisle, and Justin Bieber. Best Pop Duo. Oh, that's why there's so many pop duos these days, because they're trying to get Grammys. There's so many little, you know what I noticed? There's not a lot of groups. Remember back in the day, there'd be singing groups. It was like, oh, we used to sing on the street. There's no more group. It's just artists. And I wonder if it's because it's cheaper to have an artist, you know? Yes, we know BTS there, but there's not a lot, not compared to back in the day. There were so many groups. You couldn't shake a stick without hitting a group. Right?
Very true.
TLC, SWV, Total, like there just was Boys to Men, Jodeci, just like so many, even like back in the day, the Supremes, are just so many groups, and now there's no groups. We ain't got them. There's no more.
It's a bummer.
It's a bummer. I don't know what that's about. There must be some. I'm sure it's a money thing. There's something.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. It's less photo, less makeup, less hair and makeup. The artist, you'll make more as well. So there's more incentive. You're not to split things with the group. Yeah.
Right.
It's just fun.
And I think too, it's tricky because you know who else isn't getting paid enough? Let's start at that. But sure, but I think the dawn of Spotify and various other music outlets have been like, it's hard. It's hard to make. It's harder than it was to make money off music.
That really is. I mean, it always kind of really was. And what sucks is it's like this old white man at the very top who's got no talent, who are these gatekeepers into music. We talked about it here on the show, but there's such a lack of female producers as well. And just who's controlling not only hip hop music, but rock music, all these people who should not be the gatekeepers of what's coming in and what's coming out. And also just when you see who comes up when an artist wins Album of the Year, there's all these men who come up on the stage. There's very few women who are also producers and helping to make this music. It's very
correct.
We need to take a monocle into the music industry. Everyone's looking at Hollywood, but let's look over at this music
also
industry
look at music. Make sure that one's fair. Yeah.
Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga won for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album. Olivia Rodrigo again, Best Pop Vocal. Best Dance. Rufus Du Sol won for that. Best Rap Album. Tyler the Creator. Best Rap Performance. Kendrick Lamar, Family Ties. Best rap song, Jail, Kanye West, Jay-Z. Okay, all right. Best Latin pop, Mendo, Alex
Yeah.
Cuba. Let's see, and yeah, there's a bunch of other. Oh, R&B, Silk Sonic tied. There was a tie with Jasmine Sullivan and Silk Sonic. A tie. I didn't know that was possible.
Isn't
That just
wild?
shows you that they're
I
really
didn't
counting the
either.
votes, and they're just like,
Yeah,
one.
I'll take
They
it.
didn't
That's
tip it in
great.
a
Well,
different direction.
that's very cool. Yeah, I wonder
Uh,
how rare that is.
Best R&B song again, Silk Sonic, Leave the Door Open. Best R&B album, Jasmine Sullivan. Yeah. So what was the one, Renee, that you were like, why did this person? Look,
So
she's
there's a
pulling her hair out.
Grammy. There's a Grammy for best comedy album.
Uh-oh, who won? I didn't see.
You want to take a stab? Don't Google it. Just take a stab. Who's the worst person who could win?
Louis C.K.?
Yeah.
Oh,
You won.
wow. We've learned nothing. Okay.
Yeah. And then the
Oh.
Grammys, like the Grammy Twitter, which is like, congratulations to Louis. So cancel culture's over. It means nothing. Moving on.
All right. Well, he's back. Well, I mean, listen, Chris Rock, like not Chris Rock, but Chris Brown, after like, beating Rihanna, was welcomed back into
Of
the
course.
Grammys,
Of
BET
course.
Awards.
Exactly. I think it's so. I hope I'm too old to get it trending, but I hope that cancel culture now turns into timeout culture. You go sit and think
Yeah.
about what you did for about 6 months. Great.
And then
And then
you'll be
get on
back.
in here. And then
Come
get
on.
on in
All
here.
right.
Yeah.
Can't wait. No, it's true. I mean, Mel Gibson, he's back.
Of
Like,
course. Of course. Yeah.
everyone's coming back. Well, Renee, should we get on over to
Yeah.
dun dun
Dun,
dun
dun,
dun dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun, dun,
dun.
dun.
Pages, pages.
Marvel.
It is time for Marvel Movie Monday. Marvel Movie Monday.
Pew, pew,
We are
pew.
at week 7, and it's time to get the
Yeah.
band together because Loki is here and causing a ruckus, and it's going to take a team of people to avenge. So this week for Marvel Movie Monday, we are talking about the Avengers, and this was a big deal. Came out in 2012, and this is the first time. Just set up the stakes. What's at stake here, right?
Please. Yes.
So this has never been done before in cinematic history. We had all these different solo movies and solo characters, and you're saying they're all part of a larger cinematic universe, and we're going to bring them all together in one movie. This was groundbreaking. It could have also not worked. It could have absolutely failed and fallen off by the wayside, and it was a massive success. It was written and directed by Joss Whedon, which, okay, he's in his timeout corner
2012. It was 2012. Yeah.
We didn't know. Okay, so Renee, this was your get on uppers. Have you seen Avengers? What is your thoughts, reactions, maybe favorite parts? If you can go back to the first time that you saw Avengers, what were you feeling? What were you thinking about? We're gonna unpack this. Renee, it's your first time seeing the Avengers. Tell me about your experience.
Yeah, I have to say, like, you really set me up for success. Watching it in this chronological order, you have introduced me to every character that would be in there. I think at the beginning of the show, I compared it to like learning a dance combination and then feeling the music come on and putting it all together. It's just like, oh, cool. This is amazing. I know everybody here, except for the Hulk looked a little different. He looked a little different. No.
We did just get a new Hulk, and we decided we're not even going to talk about it.
We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. We'll keep that between us.
We're just going to get, R.I.P. Edward Norton's the Hulk, but Mark Ruffalo is a pretty good Dr. Banner.
So good.
Isn't he good?
He's so good. And I found myself, how like you always give us like a mantra of just like, and here's what you can learn from this movie. I did find myself when he goes to like fight the big robot guy, and he's just like, now would be a good time. Or the Captain America's like, now would be a good time to get angry. And he's like, I am always angry. And I was like, that's our mantra to take away. I am always angry.
Yeah, that's his secret. He's always angry. What I love so much is that it's this sort of slow build of like reconnecting with all of the different heroes. One of the things I love so much in this film is that one thing that Joss Whedon is really good is that I think Black Widow is a little less sexified. She is a bad mamma jamma in this movie. Like she does a lot of like saving the day in this movie. Like you think like she's this damsel in distress and she's like, oh, I'm interrogating this guy. And he's like, what? You're interrogating me? Even though she's like tied up in this chair, and then she beats him up and walks out of there. There is a little bit of Joss Whedon's idea of women is that they're sexy and strong, you know, like she has to be both of those. Like she picks up her heels at the end of like beating everybody up. Like there's a little bit of, you know,
there's room for growth.
But what I do love is that Black Widow saves the day in the end of this movie. She closes that portal. You just, you know, all these people have like superpowers and stuff like that. There's in the Battle of New York, she's just a human. She's just a human, you know, assassin spy. And she's like, I gotta get up there. And she jumps on the alien thing and she like flies, gets all the way up there and closes the portal. Like it just, I was really amazed as the only female superhero kind of holding it down. I mean, you got Maria Hill, Colby Smolder's in there, but I just thought like, okay, all right, she's there. She's doing her thing.
It was pretty good. And was Joss Whedon in charge of making Gwyneth Paltrow CEO?
No,
just in general, we are. Okay,
it happened in this Iron Man 2. It happened in Iron Man 2. John Favreau actually did that.
John Favreau did that.
Yeah.
Okay. But in general, like we are giving women roles beyond just the secretary who goes, "What do we do?" Which I'm like,
I am appreciative. Yeah, they are, you know, getting some strong characters in there. My one thing though is so interesting. So this ties into Thor. You've got Dr. Selvig, who we saw in Thor. He gets taken over by Loki, who has like the mind control thing. So Loki's back and is essentially working with this alien group called the Chitauri to try to rule the earth. And we'll get into unpack some of this in a moment here. Just one critique I'm just thinking is like, it should have been, I feel like it would have been so much more powerful to have it be Natalie Portman come in and be the scientist that Loki had taken over. It would have meant more to Thor. And so it would have, I don't know, it would have been, I think it was a missed opportunity to not have it be Natalie Portman who is being the scientist who
scheduling conflicts.
Loki. Could have been scheduling. I think sometimes women are sometimes indisposable, and we're in the earlier days of Marvel, and they're kind of getting it together, but still not quite. Where even in Avengers 2, like, you know, the women are just kind of like, oh, where's Pepper? Oh, like it just, they're kind of an afterthought. It'll get better, but I just feel like a lot of times in these movies, women are just so indispensable. They're just like, yeah, we got all the men here, you know?
Right. Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. Now, listen, I would love, I think that it might be helpful for our Sweets We Get on Uppers to sort of go over the premise of this one, and then we can begin. Would that make sense?
Let's do it.
So it starts with, and again, I am a little, so Loki's getting himself, but I just don't understand why people are mad at us initially, right? Because war exists, but like these guys are they're mad.
Right. Why is Loki trying to take over the earth?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he mainly, because there's a few, he's a bit of a puppet. He's a little bit actually being puppeteered. I don't know if you saw the end credit sequence. There's somebody behind the curtains who gave Loki this power to go and try to conquer Earth. Part of it is Loki's trying to prove himself, you know, and he's mad at Thor. Thor loves the Earth, so he's like, well, let me take over this planet that my brother loves so much, and just to show, hey, I'm important. And he thinks because his ruling is just controlling everybody, and so he's like, well, this will set you all free because you won't have to think. You'll just do whatever I want you to do.
Right. Exactly. So, okay. I feel like it goes better when you do the synopsis and then I come in with questions. Is that a good way to approach this? Or I can do it and you can
either way.
Me?
Great. Okay. Well, in the Chitauri, we're wanting to expand into other parts of the universe. We do have the Tesseract is here, and we've seen the Tesseract since Captain America, and the Tesseract can essentially open different portals into space. It is essentially, think of it as like a space box. We also saw it in Captain Marvel. They were tinkering with it to try to harness its power. And now here in Avengers, S.H.I.E.L.D. was trying to harness its power as well. But it's a doorway, and doors open both ways.
Yeah. And then very quickly, you're just like, oh, Nick Fury. I see what you're doing. And in the nick of time, did he pull this team together? What? Right as Loki was messing everything up, he's like, well, great news. I've been on it.
And
we
this
got the
team
team
over
together.
here. Nick Fury has so many great one-liners in this
Ugh,
film.
hilarious.
I you know, I he there was and him and Loki had this really great scene in this banter. Because Loki says to Nick, he says, an ant has no quarrel with a boot, and he goes, "Are you planning on stepping on us?" And then when he has Loki captured in this tank, this holding cell that they could drop from thousands of feet in the air, he goes, "Ant boot," as in like, okay, fine, you are now the ant. This is the boot.
Okay.
There's so many great one-liners. So good.
Perfect. He is a man of few words, but the words he chooses are mwah, perfect. Perfect. Okay, yes, keep going.
Well, no, we were talking about the plot of it, and so Loki is here to try to take things over, working with the Chitauri who are like, we want more planet space or whatnot, and so he's got to get the team, got to get the band together. So he's pulling in Iron Man, who is the consultant guy, and you've got Captain America. He's like, listen, we got a mission for you, and Captain America's like, great.
All right.
Everyone I know and love is dead. This is very awkward to be here, and I'm a little bored. What do you need me to do?
Yeah.
And then Thor comes in and he's like, wait, I'll take care of this. This is my brother. And so for Thor, if you remember, the Bifrost bridge is broken. He broke the bridge that allows him to travel. So they made a comment that Odin had to use dark magic to get him there. This will come up in Thor: The Dark World, because Jane might be like,
okay,
you came
hold on,
and you didn't say hi.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. Yeah, and there was a bit of office dynamics that I felt were missing when you bring a group together. Everyone was just like, yes. And I wanted someone to be like, hey, this guy's kind of conceited, right? There was no, like normally you bring a group together and then they start to create, Big Brother, the alliances, but there was no time. You had to go right into saving the world.
Well, it did actually seem like, if you notice, when they first meet up, they fight each other. A lot of the movie was like them fighting each other.
Sure.
And also like there's a scene where they're arguing in the middle of the ship. And so my question was the question for this movie for everybody was, have you ever been part of a team where you just really didn't really fit together at first? It took some time to start, because there's a lot of egos coming in between, like Tony and Captain America are almost going to blows. So many times Captain America's like, just put on the suit, let's go. Like there is conflict there that when they first meet up, they're just fighting each other,
I guess that is that everyone was so forthright with their there was no passive aggression, and that's not normal.
Okay.
You gotta be like, oh no, she's great.
Who does this guy think he is? There's a really great throwaway line that keeps happening in this one, is that they keep talking about Agent Coulson is dating some celloist in Portland, and in the Marvel Senate and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that comes back where they're like, he goes to go see her, so you find out who she actually is. So he comes back. So Agent Coulson has been in all of these movies. We've been meeting him since Iron Man. He's been there. He has a throwaway line where he's like, I was there watching you sleep, Captain America. So he was kind of in Captain America, when Captain America came back. He was like, I was there. So he's been the thread line through all of these. Loki tricked everybody into like, I'm captured, but he just wanted to be there to help ruin the team. He knew they would fall apart and unravel, and he needed them out of the way so he could take over New York. Loki's about to escape. Agent Coulson's got this big gun that he's like, we made this after the Destroyer, again connecting to Thor. Destroyer was the big thing. And Loki comes up behind him and stabs him, and Agent Coulson is no more. Renee,
and
thoughts,
Renee
reaction?
Screamed at the TV.
Agent Coulson.
No. I genuinely thought he was going to come back to life the entire movie. I was like, and then there's going to be something, and then he'll be fine. But that did not happen, and I was not happy. Loki,
well, they're called the Avengers. They needed something to avenge, so this was kind of really their origin story of how they became a team, and they needed that catalyst, that thing to sort of, that to avenge. That's what they needed, that catalyst to bring them together.
Yeah, no, I guess you're right, because you gotta care about them enough to avenge. All right, fair.
Talk about liars, though, like fudging the truth. So Nick Fury like he embellishes on the truth. So Agent Coulson is technically dead, and he
Right.
throws these cards on the table that Agent Coulson was going to have Captain America sign because he's a huge fanboy, and they're covered in Agent Coulson's blood. He was like, "Oh, I guess you didn't get around to signing these." Bam, and Agent Coulson's done. But then Maria Hill, who's Nick Fury's right-hand person, she's like, "Sir, those cards were in his locker," and he's like, "We'll had to, add some drama and lies to it." So what do we think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think same to your purpose of you need something to avenge. How do you switch sadness to anger? And I think sometimes a visual aid is the thing. You just
that
need
little visual aid.
a little OC. Yeah, that's very funny.
Did you notice they put Bruce Banner in a purple shirt? And it's sort of like homage to that he is so Bruce Banner, Dr. Banner's in a purple shirt, which is an homage because in the comics he wears purple pants. So they put him in a purple shirt as kind of
that's like very cute. I did not notice that, but I'm glad he looks great in purple. So that worked out well for everyone.
Oh yeah, another great line from Nick Fury. He's got Loki in the cage, and he's like, "Well, let me know if you." So he say, "Well, let me know if real power." Oh yeah, because Loki's like, "I have real power," and Nick Fury's like, "Well, let me know if real power wants a magazine or something," and then he like walks away. The lines are so good. He's just such a bad. He's just
wait. Who wrote this?
Joss Whedon, a lot of great one-liners. Joss Whedon and somebody else also did it.
Yeah.
So this was really wild because the Marvel used the Chitauri, which are not a very well-known alien race in the MCU, but they didn't have access to, at this time, the Skrulls. The Skrulls were actually technically connected to Fantastic Four, which were owned by Fox at the time. So they used the Chitauri. So at the time, people were like, "Who? What are these?" But it all worked out. A lot of great comedy lines. You got Captain America, who like fish out of water, and Thor also doesn't really understand things about humans. And there's a reference to like flying monkeys, and Captain Rogers jumps on it. He's like, "I get that reference," and people are just like, "Okay, all right,
okay, all right, well, good. Welcome to Earth.
Grandpa, get something over here," because the man is like almost 100 years old. Like he's
hilarious.
Old.
Yeah,
he's
adorable.
an old man.
Very funny.
Yes. You get a lot of little tidbits. Yes. There you go.
This is very silly. This is very not important. I wonder in writing it if Josh Whedon got a note of just like, well, would he know that reference? And he's just like, he'll know it to the point that I'm now adding the line, "I know that reference."
Like, oh, wouldn't he actually? Yeah, it was the one that he actually does know. You get a lot of tidbits into to Natasha Romanoff. She's her backstory. She's got a lot of red in her ledger. She's doing a lot of bad things. He mentions that she's Dreykov's daughter. That's all going to come into play late 10, 15 movies from now when we finally get to a Black Widow film. We'll get there. Iron Man references them as Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is what's how they were called like in the comics. They were Earth's Mightiest Heroes. So nice little Easter egg in that. I love there's a moment where Hulk and Thor were there's a really great Sarah, can we put the Avengers gif up that I put in there? There's a moment in this movie that gives me chills like every time. Not this one, the other one, Sarah.
That's at the end.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. The other one where they it's them in New York. Yes. This moment gives me chills. It's such a cool shot. It's so all of them together. It's an iconic moment, and you're wigging out because it's all of them together. They're all here, and they do this really great shot when Black Widow's like, "I need to get up there." She jumps on this Chitauri craft, and it becomes a sort of almost like one shot where you get to see all of them in this battle of New York. It's just your mind is like, oh, this is so amazing. It feels like you're getting to play with all your action figures at once. Like it's so great.
I definitely found myself thinking at this. I was like, I've been in this for 7 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 weeks. I cannot imagine what people who have been following this, studying this, in love with this their whole life How were those theaters? Were people
Yeah.
crying? Were they screaming? What were they? It had to
Yes.
be
I
insane.
mean, again, I get chills when I see it because again, you're like
Right.
obsessed with these characters. You're obsessed with like this like the and also it's like years in the making because it started in
Yeah.
2008 and this is 2012 when this movie is coming out,
Right.
and
Right.
it's the thing that you've always wished as a kid could happen, like all of these heroes playing together. It felt like your childhood imagination just blowing up on the screen, like someone was actually doing it the way that you always wished it
Yeah.
could happen,
That it could all come together. Yeah.
and so this movie
Um,
was just such a game changer. It just was a game changing movie.
That's so fun. I was just Googling, well, what are the box office records for this? It had to go crazy, but it turns out Avengers Endgame like pummeled all of them.
Demolished
We're
it.
getting to that one. Yeah. Which
Oh
makes
yeah,
sense.
but at the time, this was it. Smash, it was not smashing box office records.
Yeah.
Speaking of Smash, Hulk Smash, some really great one-liners. Hulk Smash is a catchphrase, and Captain America looks at him and he goes, "Hulk Smash," and he goes out there.
Great.
He punches Thor. You
It's
have
so good.
and the Hulk saves Tony in the end. The Hulk saves Tony. Tony's
It
flying
really
through
did.
that.
Yeah.
And but think about this. I want you to kind of think about this as we move forward. This moment changes everything because if you think for most of these people, aside from Thor, they're all humans, right? So they live on the human
Mhm.
world. Aliens
Mhm.
exist now, and everybody knows it's the Battle of New York.
Mhm.
This is like a 9/11 size event that happened to New
Mhm.
York, demolished New York. New York will have to recover from. Tony has been to the edge of the galaxy and back. What that might do to his mental psyche. So thinking about that,
Right.
it's a different world. It's a completely different world. And remember, Nick Fury kept talking about phase 2, that he had this different tech and stuff happening for phase
Right.
2, which we are going to be going into. So that's going to be coming back. You have this mysterious World Security Council who's pulling the strings of S.H.I.E.L.D. and what that might mean. So much more to come. And then the end credit sequence we saw. What did you see at the end credit sequence, the first one, Renee? Tell us what you saw.
Oh wait. Oh no, now I can
There
only
was
think of the diner. Hold on. What was the I need help. Give me just a little
right.
hold on.
There's we're in
Yeah.
space, and then there's like a
Right.
purple man who turns around. There's a
Right.
guy
Right.
who
Right.
he's
Right.
like,
Right.
yes,
Yes. So he's and he's a villain.
he's a
And
villain.
he's a bad guy. And
Bad guy.
oh god, but what is his name? What's his
But
name?
here's it's
Yeah.
Thanos, and it's the first time that
Thanos.
we've seen Thanos, and we don't know what
Yes.
we like. And this was
What's he
kind of a
doing? What's
huge
going
tease
on?
because we're
Yeah.
like, we didn't know this is where Marvel was going to go. Is to Thanos, who
Mhm.
collects all of the Infinity Stones to be able to eliminate half of the world's population. Now, in the comics, Thanos is doing this to he's in love with Death. Death is actually a character in the MCU. It's the
Okay.
goddess of death. He's doing this to impress Death. He's like, look what I did. I just killed a bunch of people. I
Yeah.
love you.
Yeah.
I love you. And the guy, his little henchman says going up against the Avengers would be like courting Death. And then Thanos turns around, gives us a
Yeah.
glamour shot
Yeah.
smile, and
Oh.
so that's it. Oh, and then we do have the gift before
Yes.
we go, Sarah, out of the
Yeah.
segment, the gift of them eating the shawarma in the end. They kept talking about, let's get some shawarma.
Yeah.
And then there's
After
the
this.
final shot, if we can pull it up, which is such a great moment of like, they're tired and they're just eating.
Right.
They're not even
So
talking.
tired. Yeah, they're just
They're
tuckered. Yeah.
so
Just
tired. And
as
this
they
like
should
thing
be.
that's
You just saved the world.
they're
Yeah.
not even talking. It's just such a real moment getting to see these heroes just be real. I was just like, this is
The
what
best.
Marvel does the best, right? They
Yeah.
just do these such creative, hilarious, sort of fun moments like this.
So funny. I loved it.
That-
I really, really love this one, Jam. This was great. I had a really good
oh,
time.
good. Well, we're gonna now that you love that one, we're gonna go to probably one of the not like probably the lowest of the Marvel movies. Next week we're doing
Okay.
Thor: The Dark World. We're gonna get it over with. Thor: The
Okay.
Dark World. We're going back.
Okay.
We're gonna get some Jane Foster into the mix. But
Easy
from then
peasy.
on, it's up, 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 up. So we went it to a high. We're gonna get to a low, and
Yep.
then Thor: The Dark
Because
World, and then it's back
Thor
down.
the Rajarak or whatever I watched was funny. But this one is not.
Yeah. We haven't
This one, you're not
discovered
gonna
that
be
Thor
laughing.
can be funny
Okay.
yet. It's
Okay.
when Thor is still going to take himself too seriously. Once we realize
Mhm.
that Thor shouldn't be taking himself seriously, then
Okay.
there it is. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'll
Stacey,
take it.
great point. Stacey says time for ranking, but unfortunately, I think we're going to be out
We're
of
out
time.
of
We're going to see that
time.
tomorrow.
Stacey, I'm so
We got
sorry.
to save that
Yeah.
tomorrow. Marvel Movie Monday. just took over. It absolutely took
Yep.
over. Our bad.
I
Our
love
bad.
it.
But that's what tomorrow's
But yeah,
for. See, save something for
thank you.
tomorrow.
But Stacey, thank you for reminding us. We'll make a note.
Oh, and Stacey said that's okay. Good. We appreciate.
That's
We
very nice,
appreciate. But
Stacey, and
next week, Thor: The
understanding.
Dark World, we'll do it. But now
Got it.
it's time for Manic Monday. Just another Manic Mantra Monday. So get on uppers. What's got you a little manic today? Feeling a little on the manic side. Renee, kick us off. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay, you got it. I gotcha. So Manic Monday, for everyone who is working during the week has a normal 9 to 5 workday, there is the Sunday scaries that we have, just like, oh God, I'm dreading this, I'm anxious about this. So what can we do to like sort of air out, oh, this is what I'm nervous about this week, and then what can your mantra be to kind of like calm yourself down a little bit? Let's see. Okay, all right. So Stacey, your back has been giving you a little trouble today. I'm sorry about that. I hope it feels better. For me, I am definitely sort of sitting with sometimes I think life gets so chaotic and you can take things real seriously and you can like, oh, all that matters is this. And then you're like, and then you step away from it, you're like, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. So this is cheesy and ethereal, but I think for moi, I would like to kind of go back to my core values. What matters? What's the thing that is actually important to me? And though, yes, do your work and do your work well. If it gets too tense, you can just sort of shake it off and be like, well, yes, work matters, but this matters more. So for me, my Manic Monday is to like really figure out what my core values are. To make sure that my intensity aligns with that, not with some arbitrary deadline.
I love
I have no
that. Back to your values. If
Jan.
you know what your
Yep.
values are, the other stuff will just filter out. You're like, okay, that's
Easy.
not really as
Yeah.
important. I'm here to make a difference in the world, or bring love. And so then you're like, oh, those are
Right.
things that really matter.
Well,
My back is my lower back hurting a little bit. So my
oh,
mantra
bud.
is
I'm sorry.
ice your
You and
back.
Stacey
Ice your
together.
back.
Yes. I'm
I
sorry.
I think I have I have a big 4-day workshop that I'll be running. In fact, the next 4 days,
Mhm.
3 days, I will be leaving early, 30 minutes, and Sarah's going to be joining Renee here because I have a work thing that I'll have to do. So you'll get these two amazos. So I might have a little bit of stress and anxiety around that, but I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I am enough. I got this. So that's one thing
You
is
absolutely do.
I got this. And my
Yeah.
other thing, I think just personally, I think I'm getting back into it's been a while since I've been dating. And so with this whole entire dating thing is if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again.
Try
That's
again.
all it
Yeah.
is. You just try again. You try again, learn some lessons. No one's wrong or bad. Sometimes it just is not what you thought it was going to be.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, you have an excellent attitude about it. I'm very, very impressed with you. Very grounded, very okay. All right, great. I learned what I needed to learn. And we'll move on. Or I need more information before I decide. Either way, you're
Very
killing
true. I'm not, and I think both of those things are true. I'm going on both of these alleys. I'm just not going to allow myself to go off the deep end in any direction and not,
Right.
and I also don't want to vilify anybody either, especially when it's this early. It's like, no one's done anything
People
crazy.
be people. Yeah.
People be people. That's
Yep.
a mantra. People be people.
That's fine.
People be
That's
people.
fine. Exactly.
I have to tell you, this is the greatest way to start my day, my week. Get on uppers. I know some of you had to skedaddle out of here, but that's okay. Stacey, we're gonna do some rank it tomorrow. Sarah, please make a note. We'll do some rank it for us tomorrow. What are we doing for tomorrow? Tomorrow it's Tuesday. We got Treat Yourself Tuesday for tomorrow for sure. Renee and Sarah are gonna Sarah watch all the Grammys. She's got notes. They're going to go over fashion. They're going to do a deep dive into the Grammys, all those things that you missed. We're going to find some time to play Rank It tomorrow. We'll do celebrity birthdays for Monday and Tuesday tomorrow. And I think that's just a little taste of what we have for tomorrow.
Yeah. Lots of good stuff. Looking forward to it. I'm sure we'll have some news, some headlines. It's going to be great.
Of course.
But plenty right here on Backchannel for you today. Up next is Anthony Davis. Followed by that is your pal Hal. And ending the day with Mario Smith. Lots of great stuff.
Lucky you is what I'll say, God numbers. Lucky you of all this different great programming. Huge shout out and thanks to our producer Sarah, who is just flourishing and helping us to flourish as well. And please head on over to www.backchannel.tv, hit that leave a review button so you can let people know how much you love the show, and tell them to come on over here. And again, hoping everybody has a great and fabulous week. Remember your mantra. That's why we go over those. You got this. People be people. Dust yourself off and try again. Remember your values.
All the things.
Right.
All the things.
Yes.
We love it.
Absolutely. So many
much.
things.
Fantastic.
All right. Well,
Hi, Jim.
thanks for watching Get On Up. I'm James Arthur M.
And I'm Renee Calendar. And you just
got
on
up.
up. Guys,
Bye,
have a good morning.
everybody.
People.